What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? How you doing? I'm Be Wise. I'm here with.
What are you doing?
I was letting you go introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm just Miles. What's going on? What's cracking? What's cracking? My fault.
I, I was trying to use nonverbal communication.
Okay.
Hooty 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 hoo.
Oh, okay. So what's up? What's up?
No, bro. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm
How your
doing
week
hot.
been?
My week's been great. Can't complain. Ready for the weekend.
Hey, brother. Your call was correct. Matoka, look, they got a Region 5C championship. I saw.
Yeah, they play Stonebridge though.
You think it's gonna be a good one, or you think Stonebridge coming to play?
Stonebridge is they're a tough team. They give Highland Springs a run for their money every year. So Matoka gonna have to bring their A game.
Oh, so this gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one. Look like a dad in a Tyler Perry movie. Introduce yourself, brother. Come on.
Yeah, speaking of dad, yeah, we're gonna see how far I can get through this before I get interrupted. Cause
Hey,
I'm
it's
home by
fine.
myself with both kids right now. So
Mm.
You good, brother? I got me on sometimes. I got Mima right here talking to me like I can hear her. But
Uh-oh.
you me mom live.
You at your mom house.
No, she at my house.
Oh.
She at my house. How y'all doing? Trigger, how you doing? How was your week?
great, man. Can't complain. Went back to work for the first time in about a week and a half.
Ooh.
A couple days ago, had a pretty good shift. Weren't super busy, so I had a chance to relax a little bit.
Oh, that's why you glowing.
It's
Yeah.
probably because his room is really bright. I'm usually
Oh,
down in the basement, but I'm in my
if y'all
bedroom.
didn't know, he the new Nick Fury. He's playing the young Nick Fury. When he was about to go in the military, that's why he got the haircut
Good grief!
and the
Are we gonna talk
mustache.
sports or what?
Yeah, I was about to say,
And I
what's
know,
with
I
the
know your Panthers ain't doing so good, but you ain't got to come at me.
Hey, we are doing fabulous. We are doing fabulous.
Yeah, y'all on the
All right,
road back. Y'all gonna start making some changes in the front office. Yes,
let's go. Hey, you
that's
saw
where
who
it
we got?
starts.
Y'all saw who we picked up, right? Shaquille Griffin.
Carolina?
Shaquille Griffin.
Shaquille Griffin.
He's still in the
Yeah,
league, the cornerback.
he
I
got
thought
him
you
off.
were about to say Shaquille Leonard at first.
No,
Yeah.
no, we ain't paying that. We
No,
ain't
wait,
paying.
wait. Shaquille Griffin, is that the one with the hand or without the hand?
That's messed up.
No, I'm not even being funny.
That's no, you
Without the
not be.
hand, without the
Huh?
hand. Based on his reaction, he without the hand.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know which one. That's why I'm looking it up. But that's how I identified it, and I was like, that's fucked up.
Oh.
I'm
That's
sorry.
what I
That's
think
messed
too.
up.
I know it's messed up, but
Yeah.
It is the one he got both hands.
Okay.
The Jaguars just released him.
I didn't even know Shaquille was
I'm,
still in the league. I know he played for Seattle. That's the
yeah,
last I
yeah,
heard
yeah.
about
I
oh
think
wait,
he
no, the Texans cut him.
him. Oh.
yeah,
They got him
I thought
from.
he went somewhere after Seattle, but then I didn't really hear much about him afterwards.
They said Houston thinks that the Texans gonna regret cutting him.
Mm.
Hmm, interesting.
So we're gonna have JC, Dante, and Shaquille Griffin,
Okay, well, JC, whenever he comes on the field.
and that's reported by NBC Sports Pro Football Talk. Sharon Williams, Shareen. I'm sorry, I'm mess your name up. Char, yeah.
How you spell it? Oh, yeah, Shireen, I guess, or
Yeah.
Chareen.
Yeah, he's definitely black.
All right, but this is great. There's been some rumblings that we about to try to trade back into the first round. I don't know how true any of that is. I was in Panther Underground today. Shout out to Onk 2020. I saw that they said something about Derek Brown, our 33rd, uh, and our first in 2026 for number 4. So I don't know. Carolina might be making some moves, and that might be one of the moves they made by getting Shaquille Griffin because we can still win our division mathematically. Trigger, you can huff and puff, but mathematically we can. 5 wins, bro. If we win 6 games, that's 7 wins. That wins our division.
Brandon, there's 6 games left in the season,
I know. If we win 6 games, that wins our division.
so y'all
The
going
Carolina
undefeated the
Panthers
rest
are
of the
not
year.
winning 6 straight.
I'm not saying we
It
aren't,
doesn't
but I'm
matter.
saying mathematically, if we win 6 games, we win our division. Because everybody else would have been split. I'm pretty sure we would beat the Bucks twice.
Brandon, I mean this is the nicest way as possible. But with your delusion, you should have been a
That's not
Cowboys fan.
delusion. That is not delusion. That's mathematical facts.
That's
But I'm not
mathematical.
saying that's
That's
mathematical
mathematical
facts.
delusion.
But I'm not saying we gonna make it happen. But I'm just saying it could
Hmm.
happen.
Yeah, the
And you
Panthers
know
are
what
not
else?
winning 6 in a
If the
row.
Cowboys win 4 games in the playoffs, they'll be Super Bowl champions.
And that is delusion
That
because that ain't never
that
happened.
is
Yeah,
mathematical.
exactly.
That is
Just like y'all
mathematical.
win,
Like, we use the same argument.
huh?
We get in the playoffs and we win 4 games. We Super Bowl champions. Mathematical.
If y'all get the
Yeah.
playoffs and y'all win 4 games, y'all gonna somehow still lose. That's gonna be a Cowboy way.
You might be right.
What's that wild card division NFC
Wild
We the
card
Championship
we the
division
we the
and the
championship.
wild
Pro
card.
Bowl?
If
Y'all
they
gonna win the
handed
Pro
out
Bowl
wild,
because y'all gonna
if they
lose in the
handed
NFC
out
Championship and all y'all players gonna be in the Pro Bowl.
if they handed out trophies for making it to the wild card round, boy, we have
That
everybody
work,
know.
yeah, that do work. Yeah, that count. Yeah, the Pro Bowl. Y'all win the Pro
We
Bowl.
be
We
above
out
everybody.
there throwing
Most
them
Pro
passes.
Bowl appearances. Yep. You get a
Yeah,
trophy for that too.
but no, I don't think that's gonna happen by any chance. My thing is, I was saying fire Scott, but I don't know. I might want Kellen Moore. It depends on a couple factors. Uh,
Yeah, they're doing great in
Jim Harbaugh, I don't know.
LA right now.
Hey, the offense is. I think Bill Belichick's going to LA.
Either
What?
LA or DC.
You think
I
so?
I, I thought DC, but Sam Howell is kind of iffy. If you go to LA, you got Justin Herbert, who you know is going to get you 4,000 yards. You got a
Oh, you
number
talking about the
one.
Chargers? I thought you talking about the
Yeah,
Rams.
Charge. No, not the Chargers. You got a number one and a baby number one. You got a good running back, and you got a defense that got two great pass rushers. You probably a cornerback away from being a stout defense, which you can pick up in this
Yeah,
draft
they actually don't have a
from being.
terrible defense.
Yeah, like you got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa
Damn, didn't they give up 43 to Dallas?
and Sebastian Day.
No. Dallas only beat the Chargers by 3. He won
That's right.
2017.
Damn, I keep saying the Rams. I'm tripping. I'm
That's the
sorry. Yeah.
closest win Dallas has on their schedule, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the
I
only
tell you,
close game out of all the.
that's why I say
What you got? Eight wins.
if you
7
get
of
Bill
them are
Belichick,
blowouts.
you get Bill Belichick's discipline over there because they can't. Their issue is time management, clock management, and situational football. You get his discipline over there, I think they might do something.
Yeah, I actually like Bill Belichick with the Chargers a lot. I mean, I think that's a great fit. Get him in some sunny weather. He might smile a little bit more.
Yeah, you saw him.
Be
You
willing
saw
to
him.
talk to
He
the
was in the
media a
shirtless
little bit
photo.
more.
You saw the shirtless photo. I saw it on Pat McAfee. He was in the shirtless photo, all jacked up and stuff. He might be looking for
Yeah,
some
and
sun.
send him out to LA and let him get a tan and all that. You know, you got a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert. You got a nice receiving core.
Shout
Mike
out
Williams
Blistex.
comes back off his ACL. He might, we see how he does. But you got Palmer, you got Allen, you got Eckler at the running back position. Hopefully they lock him up long term. I think he's a great fit for their
Did
offense.
you
He's a
say
great
Johnston? You didn't say
passer.
Johnson.
Huh?
I was talking about Quentin Johnson as the baby number one. As long as he started catching the ball, once he started
Oh
learning how to
yeah,
catch
that's
the
what I
ball.
meant. But
Hey, fellas.
Eckler's a good
But I forgot
rusher
about
and passer.
Palmer.
Hey,
I
can I
forgot
can
about
I
Palmer.
can I ask a random question?
What's up?
What's up?
If your hamburger bun says October 25th, should I throw it away or you think it'll last?
Has it got a little white
You
on
got
it?
mold on it?
I
Got a
don't
little
see
white.
no more. I mean, it's a little hard, but
October, that's tough. I throw it away if it's hard,
Yeah, it's been
especially.
over a month. Yeah.
damn, that's $2 worth of
If
hamburger buns.
Well,
it
you
was
use them.
it was a couple of
You
weeks,
use
and
'em.
I'll be like, yeah, all right, but it's been a whole month. I probably wouldn't
All right, my
Yeah.
bad. Didn't mean to interrupt y'all discussion, but that's
No,
what
but
we
like
do
I'm
on Be
saying, man,
Wise. We
the
talk
LA
about
Chargers,
anything.
the LA Chargers do got a good core. They got some nice young talent. They just need to be polished a little bit, and I think Belichick's
Yeah,
first got to come in there and kind of clean up, and tie up some loose ends. Oh my goodness.
exactly. Yeah, I think Belichick will definitely, yeah, like you said, it's just to teach them how to be a team. I think.
Yeah, get some edge to them. Get them an identity.
Yes, sir.
Go
But
up
yeah,
against Mahomes in the AFC West. That'd be fun to watch. Andy Reid versus Bill Belichick
oh my God,
twice a
it'll be
year.
on. We'll see that with Taylor Swift. Come on, bro.
And Taylor Swift. Oh
Yeah,
my
Bill
goodness.
Belichick. They already got the thing with Bill Belichick was talking about it already. Oh my God, that'd be the whole football season. Trigger, be quiet. Look at this man showing his houseware. Hey, you try to get a sponsorship? Let's see. I see the sponsorship, baby. That's sponsorship. We
Yes,
sponsor.
sir.
Shout out the brand name. Shout out the
Yes,
brand name. Come
sir.
on. Shout out the brand name, brother.
Yes.
That's a check.
Oh no, I lost the brochure, so I don't know what this is. I actually stole it from my mom's house.
Oh, don't say come on. Don't say that, man. Don't say that. Then we gotta turn
Oh,
you in.
Gotham Steel. Yeah, that's what it is.
Gotham Steel.
So shout out to Batman and all them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
But
thought that was
yeah,
your
man,
name from
y'all,
another
man.
life.
Oh Lord, Von Miller got arrested.
Oh yeah, they got the
Did
warrant
he
out for
actually
him.
get arrested?
Well, no, I'm sorry. It's an arrest warrant. I'm sorry.
They got the
Okay.
warrant out for him. I was like, dang, the Bills season going, but like the NFL got like
That's a crazy situation.
we was
Because
talking.
didn't he just come back and he's like working his way back in? I mean, I was
Yeah,
watching him play the Eagles a few days ago, and they were, he played in that game, and they were talking about him and how he was just trying to find his way again, and then something like this comes out.
Yeah.
And as a former athlete myself, man, I mean, what do these guys? And I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm not saying he did anything, but like you would think of all the things that have happened in the past. I'm not going to mention names. That you guys probably already come up with a couple of guys who've done some stuff in the NFL, NBA, whatever sports league, over recent memory, and have either lost their careers or it hindered their career. Um, you would think that when this stuff happened before, these guys would see that and be like, oh, hey, I better not do that because this will happen, especially if they're a high profile star, if you're, someone like a Von Miller. Um, I wasn't in the situation that he was in. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened or what didn't happen. But I think this is the perfect time to kind of use this example to just remind all the athletes out there that may be watching. If pro athletes especially, ones making millions of dollars, man.
if you do the crime, you gonna do the time.
If you find yourself in a situation where you got to put your hands on someone or resort to violence or do anything that if it becomes public knowledge and it will ruin your image and likely take away your bag, like just don't walk away. And I know that's
And,
corny.
and that,
It's not, and I don't. I know emotions run high in these situations, and you don't really think about stuff. But you got to choose and a better decision and be wise about these things. You're
Be
making way
wise.
too much money. But yeah, I ain't mean to do that intentionally, but
Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
good job, Chris.
But you're making millions of dollars. You're making millions of dollars, man. You cannot put yourself in a situation where you jeopardize that because if he is arrested and all this stuff comes to light and he did do it, I don't see how, unless it was self defense, and even then, it's still kind of hard because the old girl is pregnant apparently. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't look good, doesn't sound good. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, until he's found guilty and they come to light with concrete facts about what happened, I won't get too far onto him, his character, and what I think about him right now. All I can say is based off what we know, is that to all the athletes out there, man, just be smart about this type of stuff, man. Don't put yourself in a situation where you gotta put your hands on somebody or do something to them, or hurt, put yourself in a position where you're hurting somebody else, and it's going to cost you if you get in trouble. So just,
I wouldn't even say just professional athletes. I would just say, I mean, I know this is a sports show. I say
oh
men.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, people in general, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, but especially them because that's
Because
their livelihood.
yeah, livelihood, and most people, they looking for a lawsuit.
Yeah, you got to
So
really be
Facts.
careful when you're a professional athlete, because you go out in public and you do something to somebody. It might be small, but if they go take it and run with it and blow it up, man. I mean, things like that do happen. People find themselves on the wrong end of it. So, I hate to see that happen to guys. Especially like a Von Miller, who's been nothing but positivity about him. The way he plays football, looked at as a leader. A game changer. One of those type of guys, like, he ain't what he was when he was in Denver, but he obviously can still get out there, and get after it and make an impact, and the veteran leadership, obviously, for a team like a Buffalo, who a lot of people view as a championship contender. You need that type of presence in the locker room, and for him to kind of have the situation happen, you know, um, it really undermines all that stuff and could potentially take him away from his football situation.
Mm. Great point. Well, yeah, can I pivot, Brandon? Brandon.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who's
Go ahead.
that? Who's that?
So since we're talking about athletes making good
He put the
decisions,
government information out there. He the police.
what do y'all think about, if y'all been following? What do y'all think about the whole Angel Reese situation?
The who?
It's Angel Reese.
What happened? I heard she won't
I
play him
don't.
because I thought it's because she
I
was hurt.
I just know that the only thing I heard about the situation was there was some locker room stuff, and that they didn't really come out and say what it was. Like I heard the interview today with the head coach LSU, and she said that you know a lot of stuff that happens in the locker room stays in the locker room, and I'm a big fan of that. That's
Yeah.
I dealt with that throughout college. Things happening behind closed doors, and we kept it in house, and we dealt with it in house, and then nobody ever knew about it if we had a situation. So I understand that. I get that. Not everything is for the public eye. A lot of people have been speculating. I've been seeing rumors on the net about it being something with another teammate. And parents are involved, and
Mm-hmm.
her GPA apparently was low. Like I don't know if any of that is true or played a role into why she was away from the team, but
Mm-hmm.
I respect the coach um, and her wanting to be private about it and keep it in house. Because especially nowadays with professional sports, college sports being in the mainstream media, a lot of reporters have access to these athletes, and they need a story that they're getting in and getting all into the weeds of things, trying to find out information with all this drama and things that are going on. And a lot of times, it's very rare that in a situation like this, where they don't have anything concrete to report on, like, hey, this is why Angel Reese missed this time, and it was confirmed by the staff. Like they've been very tight-lipped about it, kept it close to the vest, and that's pretty much all they said about, like, hey, we had a situation, we handled it. She's back with the team. Nothing else needs to be said about it. There's no need to go digging and airing out our dirty laundry, whatever. Like we're just here to play basketball now, and I
So
think that's a great way to handle it.
can I play devil's advocate?
Sure.
Maybe back in the day that may be the best thing, but is that kind of the best thing now? Because when you do keep it in house, now you got people speculating and guessing. And then my thing is, if it's something small and minute, is it really worth dragging her name in the mud when it's something small and minute?
Yeah.
When people are coming
And
up with
can I?
speculations, and now they calling her dumb. They say she has a below a 2.0 GPA and has the reading level of a third grader. Like it's
And
really like messing up her
her
image.
reputation. And that's
And
why
then
I say
and then
too.
you mess up her reputation, then that hurts her NIL deals.
See,
And
that's what
then
I'm
we
about to
talking
say.
about she losing this. So I mean, I can see it both ways. My thing is, if it's small and minute, do you let the media know so it won't tarnish her reputation even more?
But I think even on top of the NIL, I think is the reason her grades are not where they are is because she's more focused on the NIL and taking these trips and getting this money. And now, as a student, you didn't have the money to do this, but now you got the NIL money, so now you out living the life of a celebrity, a student, and an athlete making all this money. So now your grades and slips. So now you can't comply to what needs to be complied to according to the scholarship agreement and everything about that. Like,
Yeah,
is
I
it that
agree.
deep, or is it just something to where like it's just she really not getting in grades because it's a old stigma of athletes aren't smart. It's the athlete before the student part with the NCAA.
Yeah, I think you guys make great points about that. You know, if it's something that small and it's causing this big of a distraction, and people are really starting to judge her based off of things that they're speculating on, and they're passing it as fact. Maybe the coach comes to her defense and say, "Hey, that's not it," or "This is why." But then again, you got to ask the question too: what is considered small to them? This issue might not be a big deal, or if they have tough enough skin to, you know,
Oh, do we lose Trigger or did I? Am I?
whatever.
Okay.
Like, I think if it was something that they needed to clear up and they kind of put on the pressure too, that they would. But I feel like the situation big or small, whatever, is not important enough to them to where they need to put it out on Front Street to quote unquote kill the rumors that are out there. So whatever it is, I'm pretty sure in time it'll pass. All she had to do is come out and ball out, and no one will bring it up. No one will say anything about it. But if she doesn't, they might, well, maybe whatever issues they had, did mess with her game, or they might talk about it, and then maybe then they might come out and say something to try to defend her, to kill the noise. But I'm telling you, if she comes in and she balls out, no one's gonna mention it. No one's gonna say a word about it. It's gonna be a foregone memory. It's gonna be like it never even happened.
I agree.
Winning, winning and playing well makes people have bad memories. That's all you gotta do. If you play well and you do what you're supposed to do, people forget and they'll forgive you, and they won't bring it back up again. But if you play bad, you go on a losing streak, you don't look good when you're out there playing, then it becomes a topic, and then it
You get
becomes a
fired 11
distraction.
games in.
You becomes a distraction for the team, and now instead of focusing on basketball, now you got to address all these rumors and what everyone's speculating on, trying to clear the air, and now you're focusing on things that ain't got nothing to do with basketball, which could obviously come in between the chemistry of the team. It can affect the performance of the team, makes you vulnerable. All these bad things like a domino effect, snowball effect, whatever you want to call it. And, it gets out of control until somebody can reel it back in. So, like I said, it's all on her. All she has to do is come out and play well. And if she does that, again, people will forgive her. We'll move on. We'll forget this ever even happened.
I agree.
How many times have we seen that in sports? Somebody like does something bad, and people hold it over your head as long as you're doing bad, but as soon as you do well again, all's forgiven. Case in point, Josh Allen. Look at week one in his performance against the Jets. The man was a turnover machine. He came back the next couple of weeks, played good. No one else brought that game up ever again.
Yeah.
Get me started on that. It's gonna go down a big rabbit
That was
hole
that was that
of
was
why
just an
I have.
example. I'm gonna stop right
I'm
there.
mad
That
at
was just
Panthers
my little
Nation right now
example. Oh
because
my
Panthers
God.
Nation is talking about Bryce is a bust. But if we take away Stephon Diggs from Josh Allen is not a top five quarterback anywhere in life. And I don't get
Whew.
why we forgive Josh Allen so much. But the way Aaron Rodgers talked about Dak Prescott the other day on the Pat McAfee show made me look at Dak as like Dak is a damn good quarterback who gets over
Shout
criticized
out to
too much.
Aaron Rodgers, by the way.
Like
Go ahead, B. Wild.
like he is a fuck Dak Prescott fucking the Cowboys don't deal with the shit I'm dealing with 1 in 10. The Cowboys don't never deal with being out of it. The Cowboys deal with not doing good in the playoffs. Dak can't win the big games.
Yeah,
But
that's the
we
only
sit
thing
here
about
and
that
give
one.
motherfuckers reason. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry. We sit here and give people reasons
Yeah,
that
touching button.
Josh Allen sits here. Oh, I can't win in overtime. I never touched the ball, and you got beat by the same rule you put in place on against the Eagles is hilarious to me. And it's crazy that we sit here and crucify Bryce when Josh Allen is a Stephon Diggs away from being irrelevant. I'm sorry. I'm done.
You make some good points there, man. In fact, Josh Allen does get a pass a lot of times, when he plays bad, and Dak has to put together a string of games the way he's been doing. Now, granted, Dak has been playing against some weaker competition,
Dak
except for
been
the
sitting
Eagles
out here with
game.
this baseball cap on in the fourth quarter.
Except for the Eagles game, he played pretty well in all those games, and he had to put all those games together for people to finally say, okay, Dak Prescott is actually a decent quarterback. But the second he fouls up, you let him go against Seattle tonight, and he comes out of there and he turns the ball over 3 times. He throws for like 180 yards, and his team loses, and he's the reason that they lose. Oh, he'll never get mentioned with the greats ever again, or with the most elite quarterbacks in the league ever again. That's how it is with that. He can't come out and have one good game and all that goes away like Josh Allen does. Josh Allen can play like complete doo doo. 3 turnovers, and his team losing overtime to a Super Bowl contending team like the Eagles. He'll come back next week against whoever, and he'll throw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. He might rush for like 2 of them, and Stephon Diggs will go off, and everybody will win, and everything will be happy. And no one, they forgive him. They don't bring up the game the week before when he played bad. They don't bring up all the stuff he did, the weeks before that. What he did in week 1 against the Jets and losing to the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers went down the first play of that game. He got beat
Hmm.
by Zach Wilson, who's no longer
Hmm.
the starting quarterback in New
Come on
York
now.
right now.
Who I
So
worry is that Bryce will look like. That's what I worry about. I hope Bryce don't look like that.
no, I think
Has he looked like that a
Bryce.
little bit?
I feel like Bryce just needs the right coaching and the right system around him, and then we'll give him a fair shake. With him being a rookie, I think it's too much going on right now. There's too much turmoil going on in Carolina right now to give him like a grade or a designation.
Yeah,
Like, yes, this is who he's going to be. Like
facts.
we still need to give him some time. Like even
So
C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud has been playing phenomenal this
he
year,
looks
but
just like Bryce when he gets pressured. And the thing that I hate, I feel like I'm yelling, but the thing that I hate is Bryce has to stand 45 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He is smaller NFL quarterback, yes, but
it's true.
we haven't had our starting guard since the first game of our season. Just like Aaron Rodgers. The
Right?
worst thing you can do for a smaller quarterback is not have quality guards. We have had 14 different guards combinations. Bryce has never had competent guards. So Icky and everybody is in Taylor Moden are looking bad because Bryce has to stand 15 yards behind them to see because he's getting pressure up front on the guard immediately. Bradley Bozeman is not playing well because he has two people on the side of him that's not good. So he's looking bad as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what the thing is with Bryce, if you got as a smaller quarterback, if I got somebody right in my face, I can't see. I say it like basketball. Trigger, you see it in basketball, like when I play basketball. Me being a shorter guy, I can't always I can't always shoot the ball wherever I want to shoot it at. I may have to go to the
Right.
corner and shoot a 3 pointer. So Bryce, you've seen him throw them dimes in there. The one to Sarkan, another one that he threw the other day. You've seen Bryce get it in there. You've seen Bryce run. He's top 10 in rookie rushing right now. Bryce Young is top 10 in rookie rushing for somebody who can't run and who's not athletic. So he's never had a good starting quality guard in front of him, except for Corbett. And the one game that Corbett started that he was actually healthy, he beat CJ Stroud. So if we get some quality guards, if we get some receivers that can run routes, because whatever they're saying, receivers can't get separation because they can't run routes. The only route runner we have is Adam Thielen, and that's why he's getting and looking like a superstar. Because Bryce is a quarterback, because he is a smaller quarterback. He needs you to be where you need to be at on time and ready for the ball. If you're not, he's gonna get hit in the face, and that's why he's been sacked 40 times because our receivers are not getting to the point to where they need to be at the same time. DJ Chark, I think his attitude's not in it. He needs to go. Jonathan Mingo, he's a rookie and he doesn't really know how to
I
run
thought
routes. It's
B.J.
gonna take
Chark
him
was
two
going
to
to be
three
y'all
years.
#1 guy. He's going to come in, and I thought
If
that
we
was a
had
good pickup.
CJ, if we had CJ, yes.
That was a great pickup
Hayden,
that y'all got.
Hayden Hurst is another one. He did it from the Joe Barrow system. Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back. I'm sorry. So
You good? Go
we
ahead.
haven't had good quality guard depth. So Bryce, he's sitting here. He can't sit in the pocket because he can't sit that far back because he can't climb up in the pocket. But he's that far back that Icky and them are just getting beat because they're just Icky can't. Speed's gonna beat him. We know that. We know Speed's gonna beat him. So for these good DNs, all I gotta do is run as fast as I can to the outside because the guys in the middle are gonna get pressure and Bryce is gonna be right there and he's not gonna be able to see. And people are like, "Oh, why does he jump? Why does he do all this?" Because he's a smaller quarterback. He has to create different arm angles. He has to be able to get the ball out in different spots. That's why Bryce has only had like two or three batted down balls.
Yeah. Bryce needs to go talk to Drew Brees. Like, get some pointers here. Like, how
Yeah,
did you? fair playing quarterback being, only 6 feet tall?
with a
Like what do
degenerative
you
shoulder.
what
Degenerative.
adjustments do you make to make you
His
successful?
his shoulder was breaking down. I don't know if you saw that. He said his shoulder was breaking down. Like he can't throw the ball with his right arm anymore. And this man won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive when you think about it. But yeah,
And
I wasn't aware of that.
and that's what he said. He said he would still be playing if that wouldn't happen to his shoulder.
Mm. Yeah, I think Bryce needs to go have a conversation with Drew Brees and see
I don't think his
how.
fundamentals. I don't think his fundamentals trigger except for his feet and not being at his base. And I think he need to go talk to any one of these new coaches, um whoever helped Tua. Go talk to help Tua because Tua was the same way before he got speed.
Right.
Because Tua and Bryce are the same quarterback to me.
But Tua got two number one receivers, and Bryce don't.
Exactly, exactly. Adam Thielen had Tyreek Hill speed.
Nah, probably Minnesota probably would never let him go if that was the case.
Exactly. That's why I say Adam Thielen he got kicked out of the receiver room in Minnesota, and Josh Dobbs is looking like an NFL starting quarterback with the receiving room in Minnesota with Justin Jefferson not playing.
Right.
Oh no,
Yeah.
not
That's
after Monday
that's
night.
that's. I mean, after he threw 4 interceptions, they were still in the game though. That's what I'm saying. And with no rushing game right now, he threw 4 picks and they were still in the game, even though Justin Fields did give it to him.
I'm about to say,
But
yeah, they was in the game because Justin Field was giving it to him.
but
They
that's what
won
I'm
the
saying.
score, what, 12-9?
Yeah, it was a
You
bad
gave up
game. But I'm
12
saying,
points and you still lost?
I mean, we almost scored more points than them against the Bears. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying. So I don't think Josh Dobbs was the reason why they was close. I think that
but
defense and
Josh Dobbs,
Justin
that
Field.
one you can't take that one game. Get that man whole. That man didn't he beat y'all?
Huh?
Didn't Josh Dobbs beat y'all?
You
Yeah,
sure
he did,
did.
but he was also well. I mean,
But
that
I'm
ain't
just
saying
saying
much,
he was with
but
Arizona. He beat y'all with
yeah,
Arizona.
yeah. And the fact that he's on two teams and the season's not even over tells you
But
about
I'm just
Josh
saying he
Dobbs.
beat y'all and he didn't won games for 2 teams in the same season and learned
Oh,
the playbook,
like I
Larry.
said, that
At the
that ain't
quarterback
saying much.
position, the number one pick is only won one game.
Like I said, beating Dallas
I'm
ain't
just
saying
saying
much.
he ain't beat no slouch teams. I think he beat who did he beat? The Chargers and he beat the Cowboys
Yeah,
and he beat
I think he
who
beat
was
the
it? The
Falcons
Vikings,
too.
the Falcons, which isn't that's a tough out. Falcons defense. Falcons got a good defense. He beat some quality defenses. But I'm just saying, Minnesota's still in playoff contention with Kirk Cousins getting hurt and Josh Dobbs and Jaron Hall. They just hit their bye week too though. They just hit their bye week. So
Yeah, that's crazy how it's December and they just getting their bye
they
week.
just hitting their bye week.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that had a week 13 bye.
So think about getting Justin Jefferson
NFL
back
week
and
13.
Josh Dobbs or Jaron Hall time to really get into the playbook. Yeah. So
The
especially again
Vikings
in the
still got a
NFC
shot
North,
to make it.
that's what I'm saying. It's one of the best NFL seasons we've seen because I don't hate it or love it. Philly is out here winning games.
Barely winning games.
Dallas, y'all could beat Philly. Y'all can beat Philly, but y'all gonna have to beat Philly. Dak, you gonna have to beat Philly, and you gonna have to beat Jalen Hurts, and I think that's gonna be a good game because Jalen Hurts that guy. Because
Yeah.
what he
Whatever
showed
way
me
he
is
But the reason
finds
why
a way.
Dallas can't beat Philly because when the game matters, Philly don't beat themselves. When it's
that's what I'm
first
Bad.
and
saying.
goal at the 6, they
Bad.
get
Hey,
You
five
know what?
yards and they
Any
hit that
other
tush
team
push.
in the
no,
league,
no, but
any
look, even
other team in the
no,
league
no,
on
I
the
ain't gonna give y'all
six
that.
yard line,
I
on
ain't
the
gonna give y'all
six
that.
yard line, they are scoring a touchdown in that situation. Dallas, the
I ain't gonna
only
give
team
y'all
that's
that.
going to shoot themselves in the foot and be that close to victory.
Hey, Philly almost lost that game. They had two
Yeah,
false
they
starts
should have
by
lost
Jason
that game.
Kelsey. Their kicker hit a 59-yarder in the rain.
Yeah, that's
In
what I
the
said. I was like,
rain.
59-yard field goal. There's no way he's going to make it.
And
Not only
and
did he make it, the man had room left to make it to
room,
like
trigger,
65.
room. And then Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, you go down and you score a field goal and get beat by the rule that you got to put in place. You got beat by the rule that you put
I'll
in
tell you
place
what, man.
because you wish
It's
you could have been the quarterback that Jalen Hurts was in that moment. Jalen Hurts took that team down the field and won that game. He won the game on a quarterback draw. I want y'all to realize that. Dak would never win the game on a quarterback draw like that. Dak would never win the game on a quarterback draw like that. Bryce would never win the game on a quarterback draw like that. Patrick
I'll tell you what.
may win a quarter, but I don't know. Patrick Mahomes ain't the same without Travis Kelsey, and I worry about them this year too.
Kansas City don't look, as dominant as they have been in recent memory, but that don't mean they can tighten things up come playoff time. I still believe in them.
Nobody looks dominant.
I still think that they'll somehow end up in the Super Bowl like they always do. I don't see anybody beating them in the AFC right now. Kansas City, yeah, who's after them? Who's the next best team?
Miami,
Baltimore.
no, you got Baltimore number one.
Miami ain't beat nobody.
Baltimore number one.
Baltimore. Have you seen their schedule?
Baltimore, to me, Baltimore frustrates me because I feel like a lot of games they play, they should be blowing the doors off the team. But
No,
yet they find ways to keep these other guys in the game. Like the game,
no,
who did they play?
Trigger,
Who did they play recently?
They had a Sunday night game against the Chargers.
The
Trigger.
Chargers. Like they should, that game should have never as many opportunities as they had to close the deal on that. Turn the ball like that game should have never been as close as it was.
Hey, Trigger. Dak. I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson is Dak with an MVP, and I don't know why people won't say it. Lamar Jackson is Dak Prescott with an MVP and more injury prone.
I think they
He
play two
gets
different
he does
styles.
well. No, he does well in the regular season, and then when you get to the playoffs, he can't win. If he's
Oh, okay. I
if
thought
he's
you were talking
playing,
about
Okay, well in
playoff.
if
that
he's playing,
aspect,
if he's
I agree
playing,
with you.
at least
I
Dak
agree with you.
Prescott to show up and play. Lamar may not be. Lamar might not show up because he hurt.
Yeah,
Dak gonna be
I
there
give
if
you
he can
that.
be there.
As far as them being the same, having the same resume is not winning in the playoffs. I give you that. But yeah, they're definitely two different styles. There, Lamar Jackson's definitely running the ball a lot more than Dak. And I think Dak's a far better passer than Lamar Jackson. Or he's gonna get you, 200, 300 yards. And Lamar Jackson might not even get you 200, but that run game makes up for his lack of throwing. So it
Yeah.
kind of balances itself out. Total yards from scrimmage. It's effective, so it works for them. But like I'm saying about Baltimore, man, I think Baltimore can be so much better than what they've been showing. I think they can be the team out of
If they
everyone,
can play
even
a
though
complete game. If they
yeah,
can play a complete game.
even though the Jaguars are all up there, they're 8-3. Uh, who else? The Dolphins, they're right there. Um, like I think that the Ravens can be the team that dethrones Baltimore for whatever reason. I think that they're the ones that can do it. I know they lost
Oh,
Mark Andrews, but I think they'll be fine. Zach Ertz is out there. Now the Cardinals did release him, so he is on the waiver wire.
he talking to Jerry.
So
He talking to
no, we
Jerry.
don't. Jerry, no. I actually like Zach Ertz in Baltimore. I think he can
He
go right
talking to
in.
Jerry.
I think he can go right in there and plug in to where Mark Andrews was. So Mark Andrews gone for the season. They can pick him up for the rest of the year. Then they can let him go in the offseason, whatever. He can go find another team. Jerry Jones is not going to go and get Zach Ertz.
He got
Highly
Martavius
discouraged.
Bryant. He got that dog, Martavius
Yeah, if
Bryant.
you want a red zone threat, yeah, by all means. Our tight ends have been very wishy washy, but they probably still better than what Zach Ertz can give
Except
because
for Luke
he
Schoonmaker, he scored
lost.
a touchdown on us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got tight ends that, could probably be a little bit more beneficial than he would because, apparently he lost a starting job to Trey McBride, the tight end that were down at the TE1 in Arizona. So, he can go somewhere and be a veteran presence. If he comes to Dallas, I don't see him starting. He'll probably be there just to kind of come in and back up some guys or be that veteran leader who's, been to a championship, won a championship, knows what it takes. So maybe someone that'll rub off on, the rest of the guys in the tight end room and hopefully the whole team. But he'll be the only one on the roster with a championship outside of Mike McCarthy. Um, so yeah, I don't know, but I don't see Zach Ertz coming to Dallas. At least not now. I did before when they were talking about trading him before the deadline, before he went on IR, and that pretty much killed it. But right now, the way Dallas has been playing, I don't see them bringing anybody else in on offense to kind of disrupt what we got going on that side of the ball.
So you think y'all gonna run with what y'all got? Y'all ain't bringing nobody.
Absolutely, that's what Jerry does. He says with the guys he drafts, while the 49ers, the Eagles out here picking up dudes and getting better, he's not. I'm sticking my chest out. I'm confident in who we drafted. He elevating guys off the practice squad. to come in and play starters minutes against these other juggernaut teams and wonder why we get left behind or we don't quite get over the hump. Because these other teams that are good, they know they're good. They also know that they can be better than what they are. They're not
Right.
satisfied with what they have on their roster.
Right.
That's the difference between guys who win and guys who are just happy to be there and happy to compete. And right now, the Cowboys are happy to be there, happy to compete when it comes to the front office, you know, and that mentality. Like Jerry said it numerous times, man. I like what we have. I like what we have. Like they're not
I
into
like
going
y'all
out
gonna
and
come back
getting
every year.
another receiver. You
Y'all
know, they're
coming
they're
back
they're
every year.
good. They're good with Michael Gallup and what he's doing right now.
It's
You
all
know,
year, baby.
they're good with the run game and what we're doing right now. Like, that doesn't need any improvement at all. We don't need another wide receiver to put next to Cooks
It's all
and,
year,
and
baby.
Lamb. We don't need any other tight ends. The tight ends that
Tony
we got
Pollard gonna step up,
the
step
tight
up.
ends, the tight ends we got gonna be in the Hall of Fame right now. Jake Ferguson, Luke
Deuce
Schoonmaker,
Vaughn dad
uh,
drafted him.
Peyton
Deuce Vaughn comes
Hendershot,
to work with his dad.
Peyton Hendershot, who just got
Damn.
demoted to the practice squad. Them guys are gonna go
They
to the
sold
Hall of
y'all.
Fame one
They
day. We don't
sold
need to
y'all.
add anybody. We don't need to add anybody. We good. We
They
good.
sold y'all.
Shaq Leonard came in for a visit. It was just that, a visit. They're not gonna sign him. Philly or San Fran gonna pick him up. Watch what I tell you.
Oh,
Jerry Jones is
Philly
good
getting
with
him.
what
If he
he
go to
got.
Philly, he's going to Philly today, didn't he? He went to Philly
Yeah,
today.
yeah, he had a visit after he left Dallas. Dallas ain't gonna sign him. I'll be surprised if Dallas signs him. Now it makes sense. Now I actually do like the sign. I like them signing him because we do need the linebacker depth after losing Leighton Vander Esch for the season. We need the veteran presence. Plus, he has two former teammates that plays on the defense, and Stephon Gilmore and Malik Hooker. So a little reunion between the three of them. Like it's a perfect fit. It makes perfect sense. And I feel like the more sense it makes, the less likely it's gonna happen. Every time it makes perfect sense, what happens? It don't happen. So there's that. We'll see what happens with Shaq Leonard in the coming days. They said he hopes to make a decision by this weekend, and then we'll see what happens with Zach Ertz. I read reports saying that Zach Ertz wanted to go play with a contender. So obviously that's only a handful of teams. He could go to Miami. I think they could use him in Miami. Baltimore was the one I named earlier. Um, Dallas, it wouldn't hurt them to pick him up. I don't think they would. Um, San Fran, they had an article with him possibly being paired next to George Kittle. Uh, Philly, a reunion. They say that's probably the most likely place he goes. Philly brings him back home. Dallas got it with the broken forearm. Don't know how long he's gonna be before he comes back. The guy they got starting now, Jake Stoll. He can come in and play alongside him, kind of help him along the way. So that makes a lot of sense for Philly to bring him back to the Eagles. Those are some teams I feel like will be out in the market for him, but I feel like Baltimore and Philly more than likely is where he ends up. I just got a feeling. Who you yelling at? He ain't do nothing to you. Yeah, so fellas, feel free to chime in on the way y'all think about the craziness and some of these guys who are available. Where you see him going? Where you see Shaq Leonard going? Where do you see Zach Ertz going?
Shaquille Leonard, it's so weird calling him Shaquille. I'm so used to calling him Darius, but I think he'll go to Dallas. Um,
Really? You
yeah, I
think
mean that's the
Jerry?
only hint. That's who else is on his radar?
Philly, and I think Denver was. Oh wait, I think Denver was interested. Yeah, Philly, Dallas, Philly, and Denver were the three teams I saw that said they were interested in him.
Oh, well, he'll probably go to Philly then. Philly, they are known to picking up off season, mid season acquisitions.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Uh,
Them and the Niners. I would be
mm,
surprised if he went to the 49ers, even though they got a stacked linebacker core with Greenlaw and Fred
Fred
Warner.
Warner, yeah,
Yeah, them
yeah,
guys
the more the
already there. I
merrier.
mean, they just need some extra depth. Then why not? But it's like when they added Christian McCaffrey, they didn't need him. They was like, well, we want him. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a need at running back. They had a pretty good running game before they went and got him. Now
We
the
got
running game is
fleeced.
damn near
We
unstoppable.
got fleeced, but it was They fleeced us in that trade, but I think that trade was more to, hey Christian, we want to send you to a winner.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, and they
I
should have
think,
done right by him. You know,
and that's what they did
I commend them for doing that if that's what they were doing and sending them
because we
somewhere
got
where
fleeced.
he could win.
If not, they fleeced us in that for Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, we got we need- he at least 2 first round picks. But maybe
Coughing
that's
real bad.
hindsight. Maybe that's a hindsight.
Possibly, possibly.
Um,
We'll see how it all shakes out.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Excuse me, man. What you doing?
I think I
Oops.
hear what you're saying, Chigga, but I think the Ravens still got it. I don't think Kansas City can beat the Ravens.
Really?
Miles is hurting Cleveland, so they gone.
Cleveland has been a team who surprised me because they ain't had Deshaun
It's that
Watson for the
defense.
better
That
part of the season,
defense.
and they have
Yes,
pretty
their
much
defense.
they still are in the mix.
What I tell you? What did I tell you though? I'd say PJ Walker gives you a fighting chance, and then they got DTR until he got blasted. I saw that
Like
play
I said,
live. He
I
got
agree with you.
blasted.
I agree with you that that defense pretty much won them their games or kept them in games. Um, but you know they're gonna have to ride that defense.
And they
Because they
can't.
know
Miles
he.
Garrett hurt now, so they
But
don't be.
now,
I'm worried.
hold on,
Don't,
wait a minute. They got former Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco coming in to start for them now. What y'all think about that?
Actual information. You right.
Y'all think and he's had some. Hasn't been a starter. Hasn't been a
He won his
starter
Super Bowl. That's how
in
he
a
won his
minute.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, his defense, right?
No, no, no,
So
no,
who's
no, no, no. That playoff run, that was Joe Flacco. He had one of the best playoff runs ever.
Sit
He had
down.
like
Sit down.
13 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? You are right, man. I remember that.
Yeah, that
Remember that
and
until after the season.
That Ravens defense won't the Ravens defense. That was Ray Lewis
It
last
is the
year.
Ravens defense. All you gotta do is get a lead. Get a lead, and they gonna hold it.
Yeah, Suggs won who he was. Ed Reed was on his last leg. Nah, Joe Flacco did his thing in that playoff run.
Like Cam Newton in our season with no receivers
Yeah, but y'all had Luke Kuechly.
and Thomas Davis
Yeah, but nah,
and
Cam did his thing.
and
Cam did
Roman
his thing.
Harper and Peanut Tillman and Kurt Coleman,
Y'all had Josh Jones. Not Josh Jones. Josh
Josh
Norman.
Norman,
Yeah.
Josh Norman. Every time I think
uh,
about Josh Norman, I think about how Derrick Henry
K1
stiff
Short,
armed him.
Star Lutali, uh,
Derrick Henry
Charles
stiff
Johnson,
armed him.
But nah, Cam did his thing
Jared
that
Allen. We
year.
had Jared Allen that year too.
Yeah, Cam did his thing that year. We y'all went 15-1.
15-1. We lost on some bullshit in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's why I say we always split with Atlanta. We always split with Atlanta. That's why I know we getting at least one more.
Yeah, y'all probably get one. Got to get at least one. I mean, they're
See,
not.
last year we almost beat them because that's the one where PJ threw the 62-yard Hail Mary to DJ and he took his helmet off and they gave him that bullshit ass penalty.
Ah, I remember that. That was messed up.
Yeah. And then Eddie Pinero missed those 2 kicks.
Whoa, what is this?
What?
But she said,
Maverick Carter told federal agents he illegally bet on NBA games.
Uh-oh.
yeah,
LeBron going there.
They were saying something about how he used an illegal sports bet site or something.
Mm.
I don't
LeBron going
recall
down.
all.
Damn, LeBron about to have a scandal in his
I
Yeah,
last
don't
LeBron about
season.
recall.
to LeBron about to let Maverick Carter go.
I don't recall all the details from that, but it said something about him gambling with something that wasn't illegal, one illegal gambling site or something. I don't remember. Hey, Elma, there you go. Ooh, this mashed potatoes gonna be good. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna make some other chicken breast, but I forgot to take the chicken out the refrigerator last night. I mean, out the freezer last night.
God. So I just ran to the store and picked up a little pack that was already thawed out if I really wanted it.
Yes, I decided to cook something simple: cheeseburgers and fries.
There you go. Can't beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you bringing all the blankets in here? Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate your help. You're doing a great job. Ring, ring,
I'm sorry. I'm here.
ring.
What that saying? I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm here, fellas. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all here? Everybody all right?
Yeah, yeah,
I
we
heard.
good.
I heard
I was
cheeseburger fries.
yeah, I was trying to get these I'm still here making stuff. To put this dinner
Yeah,
together.
we making. They eating. I don't want to eat pork, but they got pork chops. I'm gonna do some broccoli and some potatoes.
Mm.
You over there? I got the. You got the steamroller. I remember I taught you everything I know. I taught you everything you know, brother. I
Oh
remember.
my God. Get out of here.
Hey, Trigger told me how to cut a pepper. Everybody. Hey, he was cooking. He was cooking at his house, and I was like, "Trigger, you need some help?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then I guess I was taking too long. And he's like, "You know how? You know what? Let me show you how to look." Like I was taking
I
too
don't
long.
remember doing all that.
Yeah, I was taking too long.
You the
And he was like,
chef.
"Yeah, this how you cut the pepper." And he said, shh. He did some little ratatouille shit. And look at him. Look, he over there. Look, you hear? Look,
Oh my God. Stop.
Terry hitting the pin. Uh-oh.
Stop. Oh, we
How you doing,
lost.
brother?
Oh, there you go. He back.
There you go.
Yeah,
He
nah,
back.
yeah. My sound went off, and then my camera went off. So let me come back. Let me log out and come
That's
back in.
that's that Android.
I got an iPhone.
Uh,
Ain't looking too good.
I knew you had
Help,
an iPhone because I
help
saw
my
how good
case.
your quality was.
Help my case.
I'm mad my MacBook look bad though. Y'all about to make me step my game up. Hold on, I'll be back.
Uh-oh.
All right, we got to get our what? Oh, we got to get our picks. We got to get. Let me get the schedule up.
Yes, sir. Falling off the bones. Potatoes falling off the bone.
Falling off the bone.
What are you yelling
They
at?
falling off the bone, bone, bone. They falling off the bone. They in my um. But yeah, I think Carolina. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We might be one good receiver away
Just the receiver?
and a guard
That's it?
and corner. But I don't know if Shaquille Griffin come in, and if I get a healthy JC,
Mm,
I'm feeling a little bit more confident letting CJ go, and I'll just put Dante in the slot.
it's a shame they really ain't had a chance to see what J.C. Horn can do yet.
I hope he's like Christian, where he talked to somebody and we fix all that.
Because I know Dallas is very high on him. I think they valued him more over Patrick Surtain. They were talking about J.C. Horn
JC what?
and Patrick
JC?
Surtain, and both of them got picked up, and then we ended up getting Michael Parsons, which I ain't mad at.
Yeah, I mean that was the best pick out of I think all of them. But JC, wow, that's so dark. JC a dog, man. When he on the field, he the best out of all of them.
Men healthy.
Why is that like this? Yeah, when healthy. But that's the thing is when healthy.
Yeah, it's sad, man. The guys all that talent and just injuries, injuries, injuries all the time. Just can't ever seem to stay on the field.
Why is that so dark?
There we go. Potato masher.
Mashed potatoes
Mashed
and
potato.
gravy. Why is this so dark?
Damn, that burger was good.
Man,
Man,
he
you
ain't
done
getting none
eating
of
already?
that, huh? He
Huh?
ain't said nothing.
You
He
just
ain't
put it
saying
on
nothing
there,
about
didn't you?
y'all.
You just put it in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's done already.
Hmm.
That's we have been talking for a little while then. Tell you what, man, nothing like homemade mashed potatoes.
I know that's right.
Oh hell, come on now, come on down.
Um, I do
Lord, then
love
got
homemade
quiet and go
mashed
check on these
potatoes.
kids. So hold up.
Hey, yeah, that's the only thing about being a dad, bro. And when you making noise, I'm good, but when you get quiet, it's like,
What's going on?
what
Somebody
y'all,
ain't
what y'all
breathing.
into? Yeah, yeah, what y'all into? Y'all into something more? That's what
Somebody.
matters.
No, we
Yeah,
good.
something going on. Or y'all in a good show. Ava, when she get in a good show, she'll do that too.
We just watching TV.
When she in her Gracie's corner.
Yeah, we do that too.
Gracie's corner.
Ooh.
Let's get together in the bright sunny weather. Let's all go to Gullah Gullah Island. Nope, that ain't it. But Trigger, I don't know. The AFC is a toss up to me. I think
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I agree.
it's I don't know. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
I 100% agree. It is a toss up. I feel like I said, Kansas City is not their dominant self, or at least not as dominant as we're used to seeing them. So they can be beat. They can be had. There are a few teams who can do it. Knock them off. In their little streak of going to the Super Bowl every year.
Miami almost beat them if they would have if Tua would have
Yeah, Miami
connected.
lost what, by like a touchdown.
Yeah, they Kansas City. That's what like in the middle or the starter when they didn't score in the second half for like 3 games.
Mm.
But but that's what make me mad, Joe. Everybody talk about all these quarterbacks. Like if you go back, if we go back to it, it was a time when everybody was like Mac Jones was the best quarterback out of that draft class. It was a
Yeah, that age
time
well.
when people said, "Oh, the Bengals made a mistake picking Joe Burrow over Justin Herbert." Even though yes, both of them
Mm.
are good.
I
Joe
tell you
Burrow
what, I
got
watched both of them in college. I was like Joe Burrow, yo. I never had a
like
doubt about Joe Burrow. I was like, that dude right there is gonna be a franchise quarterback. I got the chance to see him, watch him up close and personal playing in the SEC. Because me being a Georgia fan, for all the competition is. But watching him play quarterback, man, he was clearly the best quarterback in college football whenever
bruh,
he
like
lined up around center.
I'm hoping Bryce will be good. That's why it's not I'm hoping Bryce will be good because I can see
I
it in
think
him.
right,
Like
one of the ones, man, you got to put the right people around him.
he need athletes. He needs Jameson Williams. He needs Jalen Waddle.
Mm.
He needs that. Like John Mechie. He needs that to succeed. And he can succeed. But
Yeah,
if
I
you give
agree.
him an Austin Eckler or Christian McCaffrey like Jamar Gibbs, he can succeed as well. If you just give him a DJ Chark, but a DJ Chark that can run. I don't know. I'm not gonna say DJ Chark can't run sharp routes, but I need a fast Adam Thielen. Somebody he can trust is gonna be in the spot every single time.
Yeah.
Like, because Bryce is not a he doesn't have the big arm, but he has an arm that if you where you need to be at the right time, I'm gonna get there and it's gonna be there where it needs to be at. And that's what I've seen from him. He doesn't have a
Mm-hmm.
50, 60-yard arm, but he can throw the ball 30 yards down the field and hit you in the middle of your chest running down the sideline if he has the time and if you where you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be at. Like I see that, but I'm excited to see how we division game how we play this weekend with no handcuffs.
Who do y'all play this weekend?
Tampa Bay.
Ah,
That's why I like the
that's a good
Shaquille
one.
Griffin pickup because we're getting CJ possibly back. We're getting JC possibly back. We got Dante, but they saying Dante don't really want to be there, so I don't know how everybody's attitude is. But we'll see Sunday, and I'll have a better what's going on with the team. But if we get Autumn
Mm-hmm.
back and JC comes out and have a big game and shuts Mike Evans down to one catch for 9 yards, and we win that game, and Bryce throws for 290 and 3 touchdowns, the game after we fired Frank Wright and Thomas Brown throws in a little bit of that Sean McVay, so you can get a Puka Nacua that can go off. So the passing game, we have people that's talented that can go off.
Mm-hmm.
We might be working with something, brother. We might be working with something. And that's why I say
Might be.
mathematically,
Get out of here.
if because look, Sean McVay got. I think our defense is better than LA Rams defense.
Yeah, I think
And
y'all do have a decent defense when everyone's healthy, but that's been the issue. You haven't been healthy.
no, but you think about it. We were in the game until Deron Bland got that pick six. Really, if our offense
Yeah,
would have
like I
been
said, it
moving the
was
ball, we in
17
that
to
game.
10 going into the fourth. It was a close game.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was
Until that pick
17-10
six.
going to the fourth. Yep, and that's
The
what
end
happened. They separated.
the Indy game, Bryce threw the two pick sixes. We was in that game before those two pick sixes. The
Yep.
Falcons game, like all our games, we've lost close games except for Detroit and Miami. But all other
So
games,
what
we
you're
were in
saying
it
is
until
the Philadelphia
mistakes.
Eagles could be 1-10 right now too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could have
Because
been the Vikings of last
y'all
year.
didn't get the raw and y'all got the raw in the stick where the Philly the ball bounced in their favor.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel you.
But and I said I can put it. It's on Bryce. Bryce. It's on Bryce. Just like you look at the tape and it's on Shador. Shador, sometimes
Right?
you holding that ball a little bit too long.
Yep. I agree.
Some like everybody want to talk about Colorado offensive line. No, Shador, you didn't had 6 seconds to throw,
Yeah.
brother. Why we still?
And I think that's the
What we
byproduct
doing?
too of having a bad offensive line is that the quarterback tries to take too much on himself, and that's
Yeah,
when he ends up, taking sacks or trying to force stuff to happen because you don't have so much time to practice. I think him making those mistakes is a byproduct of not having an offensive line. He feels like he has to do more than what maybe he has to at times. But
right.
nonetheless, still on him, right? Still on him. Not
Yeah,
absolving him from any
but
responsibility, but I think it
I
does
hear that trigger.
influence how he does things.
But I also like I see that, but he also has the athletes, the Xavier Weavers, the Jimmy Horns, the Travis Hunters, the Dylan
Yeah,
Edwards. To you can throw a
yeah,
2 yard pass, you can throw a 3 yard slant. I watched Odell Beckham Jr. run the slant the other day, like he used to run the slant, and I was like, boy, I see why you got paid in the NFL because this slant is
right.
it's just. So you have all these boys that these athletes that we say that can take the ball and go get you 20 or 30. Why are you holding the ball?
Yeah, I mean
Now
you're
the
right.
same
That's
thing that
just how
Bryce
it's
is dealing
been.
with. You got the athletes who aren't running the routes the way they're supposed to run the routes. Because I heard him talking on the sideline. He asked Jimmy like, "Why you do this?" Like not in a way like that. He said, "Why'd you do this?" I don't know. It could have been something small, but maybe these
Yeah,
guys ain't. We ain't really running the routes the way we supposed to. Because I see how we are in practice, and y'all practices ain't crisp in some of the ways I expected to be. So sometimes I don't know who the first team, and sometimes I don't know who the second team. And it's I don't. Why we holding the ball if we got all these athletes? Because when he got time, he ain't getting rid of the ball. Because I seen y'all score 42 points a game with the offensive coordinator y'all relieved. But if y'all score 42 points in some of these last games, you've been in a bowl game right now.
yeah.
So
And she's
I
speaking
don't know.
facts, bro. I mean, you got a good
I
point
don't.
there. So I mean, we'll see what happens in the offseason. They get the back up. They get the guys up front that they need to protect him, and then we can try to see him and see if he takes off. Um, but yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head on all those points just now.
But you know why I see that trigger? Because they talk about Bryce's height, but I see Shador Sanders deal with the same thing at 6'2", and I'm like, it's not just height.
Yeah,
And Shador's not that fast
I
either.
mean,
Like
yes,
it's not
it'll
just
the height will definitely play a factor, but it's ways to overcome it.
yeah. Because they're more, and I don't think Shador cares about his completion percentage, and I don't think Bryce either. But they're just more like, yeah, I could throw the ball, but it's gonna be a pick. Because Bryce in the beginning, in the first game in Atlanta, I think it kind of shocked him. He was like, all right, yeah, I go out here and throw the ball, but all right, you threw two picks because you didn't know somebody in the middle of the field. Like, all right, you going out here trying to throw it, but now you throwing all these picks.
Right.
But is that because you threw a pass that you knew would have been open if you weren't in this archaic offense? Because Frank Wright got fired for the same thing 2 years in a row, and we blaming David Tepper. And I'm kind of like, all right, David Tepper, you done made 14 billion. I understand you understand risk management more than anybody else because I'm in the trading and all that and stuff. So I know you understand risk, but I know it's a different industry in football. But it
Hmm.
wasn't just Bryce in this offense. It wasn't just the offensive line. Frank's offense was horrible, and I can see why he got fired in Indy because Indy got rid of Frank, and with a first year coach, they still in playoff contention with their backup quarterback, with an offensive minded coach, a young offensive minded coach, and they came into your house and beat you, but their defense beat us and not their offense because our the defense did pretty well against their offense, but
Hmm.
I don't know, bro, because if you look at our Tennessee game, Derrick Henry, he popped for those touchdowns, but it wasn't no real long touchdowns. Bryce Young had more yards than Will Levis, and Will Levis was out there throwing that ball against Atlanta. So it's like I don't know, man. I just feel like we're in this little purgatory right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like it's like I was saying earlier, man. People are so quick to label Bryce what he is right now based off what he has around him, and I just don't think that that's him. At least I don't like to believe that that's him. So that's why I say I want to wait and see if they get the right coach in there, the right staff around him. Maybe they go out and get somebody, some more athletic receivers. Maybe they do something in the draft and make a move to get back into the first 10 picks. I don't know, and they get somebody to come in and kind of help
We don't got to
things.
give it. We can get
But
back. We can get.
I,
If we
I
can get
just
to
I just
the.
want to wait and see with him before they label him. And even with
Yeah,
C.J. Stroud, like I was
that's
making
what I
trying to make a
say.
point earlier with C.J. Stroud, like he's having a phenomenal year, but that might not be who he is. Like he's having a good year. We'll see what happens next year when the tape's out on him and how these teams adjust and how he adjusts.
He could be Baker.
So yeah, he could be. It could turn out to be
Baker
that
got to the
situation, but
playoffs with the Browns in his first season and won a
that
playoff
was
game
it.
in Pittsburgh, and that's
That
his
was
legend
it.
was
He
made.
has not been relevant since then. He just bounced around. He went to Cleveland. There was drama there. He left. It seems like he's had a better fit in Tampa. At least it hasn't been as much drama
You
in
went
Tampa.
past Carolina. He came to Carolina, lost some games, won some
Oh
games.
yeah, he
Went
went to
to LA,
Carolina. There was
won
a
a game.
little lost. Didn't he lose a starting job there
Yep, he lost
to
his starting
Sam
job there
Darnold?
to PJ Walker.
Sam Darnold, P.J. Walker, somebody.
Yeah, yeah, and then
Anyway,
Sam Darnold came.
somebody.
Sam Darnold took us on the run last year.
So
If
yeah,
Sam
I
Darnold
forgot
had
about the
Adam
whole
Thielen, I think it would have
Carolina
been a
deal,
different
but
game.
yeah, he went up there and absolutely, yep, you're right, 100% right about that.
And now him and they in Tampa, and they out there. They compatible, like not compatible. What the
They're
hell?
competing. They
They're
got a chance to
competing,
win the division.
competing, compatible.
Even though,
That's a good
yeah,
word,
none of the
compatible.
teams in the NFC out, they got a chance to win the division. None of the teams in the NFC South has looked dominant, but they're in it nonetheless. And he's
Who ain't
been
look dominant?
having a pretty good season. The
Who ain't look
NFC South
dominant?
as a whole.
We dominated the Miami Dolphins for a quarter and a half.
Okay, well, you
It
do
was
that for four
14-0.
quarters
My
against
man said a quarter and
several
a
teams.
half. I just caught on
Yeah,
to
you
that.
hear him last. A
Not even
quarter
a
and a
full
half.
Who
half.
ain't dominant? We dominated the bottom of the charts. Who ain't dominant?
I'm gonna need you to put together a couple of halves. Do that for a whole game against several teams, and then
Hey,
come
bro,
speak to me.
is it bad to say that I want Dan Quinn?
No,
Would
I
y'all
think
be mad
Danny
or
anyone who
was in
doesn't want
DC.
him needs to
as a
be.
head coach?
I think anyone who doesn't want Dan Quinn as their head coach should be tested, should be drug tested.
Because he
I
did
would
have a
like to
good
see him.
offense. He had Kyle Shanahan.
I would like to see him as a head coach in Dallas. And to be honest, I think that's why he's still around. Because Jerry done promised him, like, hey, if Mike McCarthy can get it done, you next in line. Because how
Yeah,
many times have we seen How often we see a guy who does what he does? Can we argue and say that Dan Quinn has had the best defense in football every year he's been in Dallas?
Yes.
They have more turnovers,
Except
more
I don't know
takeaways.
Cleveland and New York.
They're top 10 in sacks. Like they had a pretty good defense since he came in and taken over. Now this man's had opportunity to take the head coaching position both years after Dallas' season. He had a chance to go sign elsewhere and he didn't. Why is that? Because Jerry Jones. I have a theory that Jerry Jones had told him, hey, Mike McCarthy's gonna get it done this time around. You're gonna be the head coach of Dallas Cowboys. That's why he keep coming back as the defense coordinator. Any other coordinator with his resume would have been had a head coaching job. But Jerry Jones done said something to that man. If Mike McCarthy's gonna get it done this year, you're gonna be in line to
It
be the head coach.
nah, it could be like Ben Johnson trigger. Maybe he just like
So,
maybe I get all that attention, I get all that credit, but I don't get the pressure of the head coach. Maybe he like that, especially being a head
Maybe,
coach that gave up a
maybe,
28-3 Super Bowl.
maybe he does. But I'm telling you right now, whatever happens, if the Cowboys collapse again in the postseason, which is a very strong possibility that they will, I would not be surprised if Mike McCarthy is out and they promote Dan Coach to the head coaching position.
mm, I don't know. If I'm Dan Quinn, I wouldn't take that. 'Cause my mind would be like, well, damn, if I struggle, are you gonna try to sneak another person to take my job?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's the business of the NFL. And every guy is going to be on pins and
he
needles when
whipping
they're
them
not winning
potatoes
and
over
not
there.
doing good.
Yeah.
Ask Ron Rivera. Ask all these coaches. LA Chargers. You think what's his name going to be there next year?
Who?
Staley, he
Was it
gone,
Todd
he gone.
Stanley?
Bill Belichick coming.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick coming.
Most of these dudes know that their time is coming, and they know it. They've been around long enough. They've seen it happen to other head coaches in the history of the league. They don't do well. The writing's always on the wall. Like no
Mm,
coach is ever surprised when they get fired. Like if you're having a bad season, or if you keep coming up short every year and you got championship aspirations, you got to know that it's going to happen or it's coming. You're preparing yourself. So Mike McCarthy knows he ain't like he's gonna get blindsided if Jared decides to fire him. They can lose the wild card round again this postseason.
mm,
But that's my theory, man. I think Dan Quinn is still hanging around because Jerry has told him that hey, you're likely or you probably will be the next head coach if McCarthy don't get it done this year. Or if he don't
Amen.
at least get to the NFC Championship game.
I think
Now
Ian,
McCarthy gets to the NFC Championship or the
he
Super
gone.
Bowl, then
He
Dan
gone.
Quinn will probably be head coach to somebody else next year. And it ain't gonna be a coincidence now. If Dallas does somehow get to the NFC Championship or a Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden Dan Quinn gets the head coaching job elsewhere, I'm telling you, it's because of Mike McCarthy. His job in Dallas this year or next year or in the future is solely dependent on what Mike McCarthy does with the Cowboys this offseason. I mean this postseason in the playoffs. That's what it's gonna come down to. McCarthy fails, Dan Quinn's the next head coach. If McCarthy succeeds, Dan Quinn goes coach somebody else.
mm.
One of the
I
two
brought
gonna happen.
I brought up Kellen Moore too. I would love to have Kellen Moore, but I worry that Kellen Moore learned how to head coach from Mark McCarthy and Brandon Staley. So,
Oh,
what is your time management like? Like, what is your how do you use timeouts? Like, how's all that stuff?
yeah,
That's what I worry about with
yeah.
him.
I mean, I probably wouldn't bring him in as a coach. I probably just bring him in and just let him
Offensive
continue
coordinator,
to coordinator. Yeah, I
Greg
can't even
Olson,
see him being a head coach. Like he don't have. I don't see no kind of
the
fire in him. I
stature,
don't see him as a
the stature.
guy. I don't see him as a guy that will go after players. I could be wrong though. This is just me just kind of looking at him, like on the sideline, how he interacts with guys, how he
Yeah.
interacts with the
Oh,
officials, like I just don't get that vibe from him. Now I could be totally wrong. Behind closed doors, he could be a dog. I don't know. But it doesn't strike me as the type of guy that'll get after you, that'll motivate you, that'll stand in front of a room and really command the room's attention. Like I feel like people wouldn't take him seriously as the man in charge or as the head coach.
right.
That's just me. Like I said, I
That's
could
you. You
totally
wouldn't
be
take him
wrong.
seriously. That's what you saying. You
I
wouldn't take
could
him
I could
seriously.
I could totally be wrong in my judgment. I could totally be wrong. But he has had interviews in the past for head coaching positions. Albeit at the college level. I can maybe see him doing that. Because he's dealing with kids. But in the NFL, I just don't know, man. He's like the type of dude that just he comes off as somebody that they can just they wouldn't. I don't think they would respect him. I don't know. Like I said, that's just me. I just doesn't seem that way to me. But he could be. He might completely shock me. So
Yeah, I
that's
see
just
that.
kind of my 2 cents on him being, a head coach for, anybody in the NFL. I think he'd be a good head coach in college. That might work out for him, maybe a little better. Having somebody come from the NFL, they tend to respect him more there.
I don't know. I hear the more I want. I see Ben Johnson. I see Steve Wilkes. I see Greg Olson. I see Dan Quinn. And I don't know. That's really all I see. I see Bobby Slowick because the offense, but Mike McDaniel really is flourishing this year with Vic Fangio. If I can get like a Bobby Slowick with, I don't know. I think a Bobby Slowick with Luke Kuechly. I want Luke Kuechly to be DC or whoever it is.
Want Greg Olson to be the head
Lady
coach?
Ray it's very hard. It's hard. It ain't really well. It depends on what kind of coach you are. If you're a specialty coach, if you better know what you're doing. You better make sure you have your offensive decent set to where you can manage everything going on, and your unit is going to be great. But if you're a people manager or a people person, you just got to make sure you have good coordinators in place, and that's what a lot of people are. Like Matt Rule was a good person coach. He just had to
Hmm.
have good coordinators. He never got the offensive coordinator right, so that's why he didn't succeed. If he had a good offensive coordinator, he'd have been fine. But Phil Snow was a good quality defense, and they actually built a defense that is good for the NFL. But I'm sorry, Trigger, what you said about Greg Olson?
So you like Greg Olson as your head coach?
I like it for the culture. Like you said, if you had one of your homeboys that you knew played the game, that's gonna be a Hall of Famer coming there in your career and coach you, and you like he actually get it, and he ain't telling me nothing like, man, you can't tell me you ain't never played the game, you ain't never been like, man, I ain't trying to hear all that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
depending on your attitude, because with me, I'd be like, I know you got some kind of experience, or you wouldn't be in your position. I hope, or I know by our conversation, I can tell who you are, and I have a respect for you. But I just
Hmm.
feel like Greg Olsen can get a different level of respect from the play, and I guarantee he bring in Luke, and yeah, actually bring in the Panthers culture, and at least he can build a culture. Like, all right, if I build a culture, I can go get one of these young hot shots on offense, and then I can get a Steve Wilkes, or I got Luke Kuechly on defense. Like I got Luke Kuechly to coordinate the defense. Like Luke don't want no more aspirations. Luke will be fine being a defensive coordinator his whole career. Who's responsible for putting these people around the coach? The coach sometimes, but the way this happened with David Tepper hired Frank, and he said, Frank, I'm going to hire everything else around you. Because Frank and Thomas Brown had never met each other before they started working together as head coach and offensive coordinator. So that was kind of weird to me. And Ajaro Evero was a head coaching candidate, and he should have been a head coach. And I was surprised he came to Carolina too. And I don't know. From what I'm hearing from the back scenes and everything, I just feel like everybody was butting heads, and it was too many leaders and not enough organization, and that's what
Too many
Frank Wright
chiefs,
was
not
fired
enough
for.
Indians.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that because of the connotation. But,
I know, but
uh,
that it is that's pretty much what it is.
but that's what Frank Wright was fired for in Indianapolis because he lost the locker room. His people were showing up late. They was doing all this kind of stuff. Like it was just he lost the locker room. Everybody regressed. That's why you have a first year head coach that's coming in and putting in the actual better offense and getting rid of the best defensive player y'all had there for the last couple of years, and y'all still in contention to win the division better than what Frank had y'all at. That's why Jeff Saturday came in after Frank Wright because he was a better coach and he actually won a game. I'm not gonna say he's a
Mm.
better coach. I'm just saying he actually just Jeff Saturday came in enough to get the team together to win one game. If that's all
Right.
Greg Olson can give me, that's what Frank Wright gave me. Like at least I'll get people in. At least I'll get my fans in the seats to where they're filling the stadium up, and I don't have to go silent count against the Dallas Cowboys in my own stadium. And Jerry Jones is having motherfucking press conferences talking about he's putting Jimmy Johnson in the Hall of Fame in 1923 or the Ring of Honor, whatever the fuck I'm talking about in 1923. So it's
I
like
wanna I wanna touch on that too. By the way, when you get done, just go
Go
ahead
ahead. I'm
though.
done. I'm done. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's on you.
No, I was gonna say now. I'm gonna switch gears here, and I want y'all to really think about this because this has been on my mind heavy, and I know it's a lot of older Dallas Cowboys fans, the ones who actually remember the Super Bowl wins and were around to watch them on VHS when the Cowboys won. So we all see how things shaked out. And let me stir this up real quick. I want y'all to see my face when I say this. Hold on. So we
Pause
all
that.
saw we all saw how things shaked out, with Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones, how that all came to an end.
Yep.
Jerry, we hear that he wanted the credit for that Super Bowl and, let Jimmy Johnson go, whatever. All these years have passed by. You got some Cowboys fans out there that believe this. And I'm going to make my case for it in a second. A lot of Cowboys fans believe that the reason why Dallas has not been able to prosper is because Jerry Jones is not done right by Jimmy Johnson. Now, that being said, Jerry Jones is finally putting Jimmy Johnson in the Cowboys Ring of Honor on December 30th.
1923.
Now, of this year. Now, if we go back over the last several years and we look and count the many ways that the Dallas Cowboys have lost these playoff games,
Miles over there counting
the
money.
Cowboys have lost these games in dramatic fashion. Like they ain't just lose or get beat. Like something happened in all these games for them to lose the way they lose. Like more than any other team that I can remember of in recent memory. Let's go to the bobble snap in Seattle. Like
The
who else has
Romo.
done that
The
since
Romo play. I
Romo?
remember
Who's
watching that
done
with a
that
Cowboys
before
fan
Romo?
in a
Right?
Cowboy joint.
We make that field goal, we win
I
that
was in the
game.
Cowboy lovers den.
The bobble
That's the
snap.
ooh,
The two games against Green Bay, the first one, the catch.
ooh,
Dez
the
Bryant
Dez
catch.
didn't catch it. Mm.
Dez didn't catch the ball. And they
I
came
was with
back
a
years
Packers
later.
fan. I was
They
with a
came
Packers
back
fan doing
years
that.
later and said that he did indeed catch the ball. Like that was going to help us,
He dropped
you
that.
know.
He dropped that.
Anywho, and anything about the other game at home, Dak's rookie year, the playoff game, third and what, forever.
Third and
And
22.
Aaron Rodgers throws a tightrope pass to Jared Cook on the sideline. And that
30
motherfucker
yards.
toe tapped it and caught it. Put him in field goal range to win the game.
I was there.
Can we talk about the two games against the San Francisco 49ers? How those ended. The first year, Dak goes down and runs the ball with no timeouts. Doesn't get down quick enough. Doesn't know to hand the ball to the referee so he can spot it, and we don't even have enough time to run another play. That's how the season ends for us. Then the next year, we go on the road. He turns the ball over twice against the San Francisco 49ers. And Tony Pollard gets injured. So I'm just saying, man, all these dramatic ways the Cowboys have lost the game and Jimmy Johnson not being in the Ring of Honor, I think there may be a correlation there. Now, I
Here
know
you
that's a
go.
little extreme.
Here you go.
I know that's a little extreme.
Here you go.
But there's a lot
So
of Cowboys fans that
you think
believe
that
that
was y'all
because of
curse?
the ways,
That's y'all
the
curse.
ways that we've
That's y'all
lost
curse.
in the playoffs, how dramatic it's been. Always comes down to the last
Hey,
play. The
that's
final
Jerry Jones
second.
taking
And the
Madame Zeroni up the
Cowboys
mountain.
do the most. The
He
Cowboys do the
taking
most
Madame
Cowboys
Zeroni up the
thing.
mountain.
The Cowboys do the most Cowboys thing, and they just lose in the most ungodliest way they could possibly lose a
Yo,
football game.
hey yo, y'all look
It
at
has
this. Look at
happened.
this. I'm sorry, Trigger, but y'all look at this headline I just saw.
I can't read it.
What did they say? Somebody
LeBron's
LeBron?
manager bet with a legal bookie. LeBron's manager bet with the legal bookie.
Oh, yeah.
Amber, that's a good idea, by the way.
Trey, all I'm going to say is what's going to be your excuse in mid-January after we
I'll
get.
find another one.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
find another one. But yeah,
Hey,
if
hey,
Dallas, but look, just listen to me. Listen to me. If Dallas goes to the playoffs, if they make it to the NFC Championship, if they win the Super Bowl after Jimmy Johnson gets inducted to the Ring of Honor, remember this conversation.
hey.
Remember this
All
conversation.
right.
And I'm
Would
going to
you
hit
be
the
mad
match
if
with
that's the
Trey.
last one for the next 20 years? Would you be okay if
I'm
that's the
a,
last one for the next 20 years?
what?
No, absolutely not. I'm not okay with it now. No, I wouldn't be okay with that.
We
And
wouldn't
I'm
be
going to hit
talking
the
about it again
lotto
till
and
we
I'm going to
50.
move to Mexico.
Yeah, no. We ain't about to
Hey,
do all
hey,
that. No.
hey,
Ain't gonna be
Miles, you
another
still over
20
there
years.
counting money? Miles.
Ain't gonna be another 20 years.
All right, let me get the schedule up. Let me get this schedule up.
And that 2014 loss against Green Bay Trigger shouldn't even
Oh, it
came
ripped
down
my
to
heart out.
the Dez
Oh,
Bryant catch.
It ripped my heart. I'll tell you what, that is probably the worst sports loss I have ever witnessed as a human being of everything that I've seen.
hey, y'all.
That even tops the Astros hitting the home run and a walk off in the ACLS against the Yankees.
Hmm. I'm
Hey,
I
gonna
was
say
pissed
this:
about that. But
it
the
shouldn't have
Dez
went
pitch,
it
that
shouldn't
hurt.
have went down to that catch because
Yeah.
DeMarco had an easy 80-yard touchdown run and he fumbled. Clay Matthews just
Mm-hmm.
tapped his hand and he dropped the ball, fumbled. Two, Dallas was up 21-13 in the fourth quarter. Kicking off, Green Bay returning, fumbled on the kickoff. There was four Dallas Cowboys around that ball. Somehow Green Bay ended up with the ball. Should have even came
Yep.
down to the catch.
I like the Eagles game a few weeks ago where they fumbled the ball 3 times and got it back.
Mm-hmm. All right, my fault, Brandon. You go ahead.
No, y'all good. Y'all good. Go ahead.
And then after this, I gotta go. I got to shower and lesson plan.
Oh,
Get
okay.
ready
Hold
for
on. Hold on.
Gary.
Hold on. Hold on. Man. Hold on. Now we gotta get up. We gotta get some things out. Hey, side note, we doing a mock draft here in the next couple shows. We be doing a mock draft.
A mock
All right.
draft.
My
Yeah,
draft
we
for
doing
what
a mock draft.
sports?
NFL.
The Olympics?
NFL.
Oh,
Let's see
NFL.
the
that's early.
Olympics.
All right. Oh, Trigger, you got to do us some bets too. You need to give me some prize picks too later on, Trigger, in the show. All right.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Man, dude, got all my money.
All right, Moss. You can do a summary. You don't got to do a summary. You explain your win or don't. You can just go straight up. If you want to explain it, explain it. All right. First game, 8:15 Prime Video. Cowboys Seahawks.
Oh, I got Dallas.
Homer.
They'll show what they're supposed to do, and then next week this is when the tank happens. I got Dallas. Geno
Yep.
Smith is starting to
Also,
turn back into Geno Smith.
I'm also picking Dallas for this win too. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I think defense they're playing good. They're in Dallas. They're coming off a good Thanksgiving win, so I don't think they'll blow Seattle out, but they'll win, and then the
All
fuckery
right.
will happen next week.
I'm going with Dallas too, just because Seattle got a little confusion going on. They just benched Tariq Woolen, one of their starting cornerbacks and superstars from last year. So I think they got a little dysfunction going on in the backfield. Kenneth Walker's out. I worry about that running game. I worry about Geno, like you said. So I'm gonna go with Dallas as well.
Yeah, it's lined up
Uh,
for Dallas to win this game. They should
yeah, but
dominate,
like you
but
said, this might be
I
one of
don't.
them
They
trap
probably
games
won't
too
blow
for
them out.
Dallas. This is like
Yeah,
one of them trap
these
ones.
types of games,
Thursday
these
night.
types of games scare me. Yeah, these types of games scare me against teams we're supposed to beat. We saw how things went against the Panthers. 17-10 going to the fourth, and the pick six turns that game upside down for Carolina. But other than that, y'all right there in, and that's
Yep.
a close game. So yeah, Dallas will make it interesting, I think, but I think they'll pull away at the end. They'll make a play or two. They'll get a big sack, a turnover, something of
Duran
that
Bland
nature.
gets another pick six.
He might get another pick six tonight. The way he's been going, he's got 2 games in a row now. He's had one,
On
so yeah,
Thursday night.
something.
Come on, Trigger.
Dallas will do something. They'll do something. They'll make a big play and they'll separate themselves at the end, and they'll go on and win this game. And they'll have a 10-day layoff before they meet Philly Sunday night football next Sunday on the 10th, and that right there is going to be what Larry says is the beginning of the end.
And that's
Yep.
what and Trigger said we're gonna be live for that game as well. Um, the Chargers at the Patriots. I'm gonna go with
Oh
L.A.
God, we
Chargers.
got to pick a winner of that game.
I'm going L.A. Chargers. I think their offense is gonna get it done, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bailey Zappi comes out here and keeps it close, 24-27. I'm gonna put a score down, 24-27, L.A. Chargers.
I also got the Chargers. I think New England they're just in dysfunction right now.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Chargers as well. Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen. I mean, that's really all they need in this game.
Uh, we got Detroit Lions at the New Orleans Saints.
This is tricky. I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
Okay,
Ooh,
Larry with the upset. I
upset.
like it. I like
Detroit has
it.
not been playing their
Hey,
best
that's
ball these
plus two
past.
points. If you get the upset, that's plus 2 points on the week's total. That's how we
Yeah,
break ties, Trigger.
All
Detroit
right.
has not been playing their best ball. They're turning back into the Detroit Lions of old. Jared Goff, he's shown late in the season he tends to struggle. That's why he's not in LA no more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think he's fitting a little bit better in Detroit than he was in LA. But yeah, I'm picking Detroit. I'm gonna go with the smart decision here. If I'm a betting man, I think they get back on track. I don't see them losing 2 in a row.
And you know who's gonna
Um,
have a big game? First swag cause Kaka.
Jamal
Lead
Williams.
the
who?
He hurt
Jameis
it.
Winston.
I thought he was on.
Jameis Winston. Your boy playing
Jamal.
quarterback.
You said what?
Jameis Winston
You
playing
talking about
quarterback.
Jamal Williams?
I'm talking about Jamal Williams.
Oh, I thought you
I
were talking
think he on
about Jameis.
IR, ain't he, Larry?
Oh shoot, okay. I just want to say his nickname. I think that's the coolest nickname in the NFL.
If he ain't, I think he on IR, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll say Jay will. All right.
Man, he got me all
I'm
excited. I thought Jay Boo was coming in there.
Nah, you know Derek Carr back. I'm also going with Detroit
Is he
because I
back?
need Detroit to beat. Yeah, I think. Yeah, he was playing last week. I
Oh
need
wow, I
Detroit
didn't realize it.
to beat New Orleans, so it keeps my dream alive because the Saints will be 5-7, and we'll still be in it to win our 6 games, and we'll win a division. Next game is going to be the Falcons versus the Jets. I'm gonna also go with the Jets. Trigger,
I'm picking.
trigger,
I'm gonna pick the Falcons on this one.
trigger. I told you, Aaron, Aaron back. He activated, brother. I told you he coming back this year.
I don't think it's a smart move on this
I'm
part.
gonna go with the
It's
Falcons.
not like they are
I got you.
like making the playoffs or going to the playoffs.
No, you AFC open, brother. AFC is 2-3 games.
It is open, but I don't think the Jets. I mean, they're on the bottom of the AFC now.
He ain't coming back. He four down. They four
They're
and
not.
seven. They 4-7.
They're not competing with anybody.
Let me pull. I'll pull it up and tell you right where they at. Um, Miles, you said you going with the Falcons. Why y'all picking the Falcons? Yeah, the Jets
Honestly,
defense,
I
man.
don't
They
know.
stopping all that.
Honestly, I don't know. I just don't trust the Jets offense.
Jets on the
I
bubble. They
don't.
in the 15th seed, but
Even with Aaron Rodgers back in the lineup, I still don't trust him.
the Jets are only 1 games behind the Bill at 10. 2 games behind the Texans at 8. And who in their
Yeah, look,
division?
they behind the Texans of all teams. The Texans weren't even supposed to be in the playoff picture this year.
Who's their division? Oh, right now the Colts are in the playoffs over the Texans.
And the Jaguars.
Jaguars. The Jets are with the Dolphins are going to make it. We know, of course, but they can definitely switch with the Bills. The Bills are 6-6. The Jets are 4-7. So it's not crazy. It's not crazy. And if the Dolphins start losing, because the Dolphins going through a tough part of their schedule, I think too, aren't they?
Dolphins just ain't beat
Um,
nobody.
we'll figure it out. We'll see. Cardinals and the Steelers. Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. Their defense
Yeah,
is big time, and Arizona, they're just
they're in shambles as well. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh as well.
Even though I don't
Hmm.
trust Pittsburgh's offense, but
They got the
Yeah,
most
they're
yards
not.
they ever had when Matt Canner got fired last week.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true, but I think I mean, nothing really has changed a whole lot outside of that. So yeah, they
I'm
had a
going
little
Pittsburgh
game
as
or
well.
whatever. I think they'll play good again this week because they're playing against an inferior opponent. So they'll win. They should win this game too.
We got the Colts versus the Titans.
give me Indianapolis.
Colts, yeah, Titans. They about to blow that whole thing up. They
No, they
don't even
got
know
Will
what
Levis. Will Levis, the
they
future.
even know what they do not even know what the starting quarterback gonna be. They just draft a new one every year. Derrick Henry is pretty much he hasn't had the season this year as he's accustomed to having.
I'm
DeAndre
taking the
Hopkins has been okay, but not he hasn't changed life there.
I'm taking the Titans. Thank y'all,
They
because
gave
they got
away
DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah,
they gave away Byard to the Eagles. So yeah.
I'm taking the Titans. Thank y'all. I needed that win. Our season. Yeah. All right. Um. All right. Yeah, I think the Titans. I think DeAndre Hopkins. I think them boys gonna have a day. Derrick Henry's gonna have a day. I played India and I played Tennessee. We almost beat. Well, I don't know because Indy's offense. Well, no, I picked the Titans. Yeah, Indy's offense didn't look good at all against our defense. If it wasn't for 2 pick sixes by Kenny Moore, we beat them in that game. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Titans because the Titans actually scored points on us. We got the Dolphins versus the Commanders. I'm going Miami.
Miami, because again,
Miami.
they're used to beating nobody, so they should win that game too.
This might be a game the Commanders win.
I about to
They
say,
might,
yeah.
I say that, they're
This
gonna
might be one of the
upset me,
game Commanders win.
but I'm still gonna pick Miami anyway.
Ooh, that's a good
I,
one.
I ain't gonna be surprised if Washington wins, but I'm gonna stay with my pick. Go with Miami.
Ooh, we got a good one, fellas.
I'm riding
Carolina versus
Miami.
Tampa Bay.
Huh?
Tampa Bay.
I'm just saying. The Broncos versus the Texans. Both teams. Ooh, Russ versus
Woo! I'm
CJ.
gonna go with Denver.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos
Ooh,
only because they
ooh.
finally started to get it together. Otherwise, I would have picked the Texans.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
go with
I
I'm
Denver.
a Bronco.
I'm
I'm
gonna go with
Broncos.
Denver. I think the Broncos defense knocked CJ. I'm not gonna say knock CJ because I love CJ. I think they show CJ a little bit of the NFL this week.
Mm.
I think he's thrown 3 picks in
Having
the game, but
welcome
I
to the
think this,
NFL moment, huh?
yeah, and I think that Sean Payton dominates that defense who struggled a little bit, and that's why Shaquille Griffin got released because his defense has been struggling a little bit, and I think that Sean Payton does well against a first year head coach, and they kind of bring the Texans down to earth a little bit and show them like, hey, it's a little bit of levels. So I think it's a 47-42 game as well.
Oh wow, high
Oh
scoring affair.
Jesus!
Okay,
47-42. Well,
all
no,
right.
no, give me 47-24 because I don't think Denver defense gives up that much.
Blowout.
Yeah, I don't think Denver
Now you
defense gives
really
up that much,
tripping.
but I think Blob. This is gonna show me if Bobby Slowick is real. This game's gonna show me a lot for a lot of people for that way. Next game of the week, 4:05 p.m. on CBS. Tampa Bay versus Carolina versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay.
I'll take the Prince George Royals.
Damn.
That's fucked up. I
He
was gonna
took a
take the
high
Flint
school team.
Tropics. I
No,
was gonna
I'm
take
He
the
gonna
took a
take.
Flint
high
I'm gonna
school
take.
Tropics.
team.
I'm gonna take Tampa Bay.
That man took a high school team.
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay as well.
Oh, he finally sees the light.
So that means they're not gonna go to the. They're not gonna win the NFC South.
I'm gonna take Tampa Bay as well. Psych. I'm going Carolina. Carolina, Chris Tabor, he comes in, he lets the boys play loose. We always play Tampa Bay tough. I think we get our defense back. We shut Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, everybody down, and this is the game that Mike Evans solidifies he doesn't want to come back. I think we get to Baker or at least
Dang.
bat down his passes.
Tampa Bay gonna run him out of town, huh?
We got yeah, no, I think he ain't gonna want to come back. I think he may go to Kansas City, honestly.
He'd be a
Um,
great fit in Kansas City, I think.
yeah, him because Kelsey's getting up
Great.
there in a little bit. Kelsey's getting up there a little bit. If Patrick Mahomes
It's
gets to
you
Mike
know
Evans with that
it's a
speed,
lot of it's a lot of teams that don't trust or don't depend on their number one receiver to be their tight end. So yeah, he would go
yeah,
in there take loads of pressure off of Chelsea, I think, and
yeah.
that would be great a great fit for
You
him.
got Mike Evans on one side, you got Kelsey on the other side. Who you double teaming?
Right.
Because you still got
Exactly.
MVS, you got Sky Moore, you got Rasheed Rice. Like, I'm sorry, I'm playing GM, but I think Carolina gets it together. Honestly, I think Thomas Brown at least comes in there and puts some motion in there. I think Adam Thielen has a good game. I think Jonathan Mingo has a good game. I think Chuba is gonna get 60 yards on the ground. I think Bryce throws for 250. I think our defense gets 2 picks off Baker, 3 batted passes. I think Brian Burns has a good game. Um, actually, I don't think we're getting 60 because the Buccaneers rush defense as well. But I don't know. It depends. Uh, I think we win that game. I think it's 17-14 Carolina.
Okay, you got Carolina with a close one. I'm still picking Tampa. I think it'll be close because it was a division game, but I'm still picking Tampa Bay to win it.
All right, Trigger.
Remember?
You have faith. The 7-4 Cleveland Browns take on the 5-6 LA Rams.
Cleveland. I'm going with Cleveland, even though Miles Garrett is out. I,
They playing
so
who, Brandon?
there's something
Rams.
about this team, where they just find ways to win games.
I'm taking the
Um,
Rams. Cleveland has no offensive power.
I'm gonna go with
Ooh.
Cleveland. I'm gonna stick with
I
Cleveland.
don't know. I don't know. If they got I take PJ Walker give you a fighting chance. PJ
Yeah,
Walker
I'm
get
taking the
but if they
Rams.
got
He got
Joe
a fight
Flacco,
chance. Hell, Bo Riddick had a fight chance against Tyson. How that end up?
Great. No, he didn't make up that old boxing example. All right then.
hey,
All
I'm
right.
going to Browns. I'm going Cleveland. I'm going to Browns. I can't go against that defense. I feel like Miles Garrett's gonna play. Actually, let me look at it. If Miles Garrett's play, I'm going with Cleveland. If he doesn't play,
Okay.
I'm
I
going
mean, if
50-50.
the defense is going to show up, my thing is the offense going to give the Rams good field position. I don't care what type of defense you got. If you're getting the other team
You right. You
short
right,
of field
Larry.
score,
You
you
right.
got 2,000 Ravens over there.
Hey, Carrot, because Kyron Williams just went for 160. and he had 2 rushing touchdowns and two receiving touchdowns. You right? Yeah, yeah. If Mal Garrett ain't, yeah,
The
you
two
telling me you gonna
underlying
stop
stats, the two most
Cooper?
underrated stats in football is time of possession and field position.
Yeah,
Underrated in a good way or a bad way?
Well,
I
underrated,
don't
like
know.
it's not talked about enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that honestly that determines games, man. The team who has the ball the longest, obviously they give themselves a bigger chance to win the game
Yeah,
more often than not.
especially if you scoring points after you have the ball for that long.
That's like the
That's the
basketball
key too. You
side.
got to score points if you had the ball for that long. You can't have the ball 15 minutes and score 3 points.
That's like with basketball, man. Whoever gets the most rebounds tends to win the game because you're getting more possessions. Like if you out rebound somebody, 42 to 22, that means you got 20 more times to score than they did. And you get that many times to score, you gonna put the ball in the basket. You give yourself a huge advantage. So people tend to win, those games when they possess the ball more. And in football, when you possess the ball longer, if you get more turnovers, you give yourself extra possessions, a chance to run that time possession up a little bit more. So that's why those kind of go hand in hand too with the turnovers. You win the turnover battle, in the time of possession in the NFL, you tend to win the football game more often than not. So those are big points of emphasis, I'm sure, for a lot of NFL teams when they go in like, hey, ball control, and we got to force them to make mistakes more than we do. You give yourself a great chance to win. Even if you play bad, you got those 2 days going for you. You always have a chance to
Yep,
win.
good points, Trigger. Some good points. Next game of the week, 49ers Eagles.
Whoo, in
I'm gonna go
Philly,
It's
with
a
Phil.
bloodbath.
I'm gonna go with San Fran.
I think
Ooh,
Philly's luck. I think Philly's luck runs out this week because they've been getting by like barely every game. It seems like they have 10 wins on their schedule, and only 3 of them have come by more than one touchdown. And they came against inferior teams, minus the Dolphins, who you could argue is inferior team because they ain't beat nobody either. But no one's talking about that.
we
Um,
talk about it. B Wise, Trigger, and
well, yeah,
Maul
the other
talk
girl,
about it.
I brought it up the other night. That's like, 'cause I was mad about it. They talk about the Cowboys don't beat nobody. The Dolphins got the same record as us, and they ain't beat nobody either. But no one's saying anything about that. But let me get back on subject here. So the Eagles, they've been winning close games since the season started, and they beat some tough teams their last 3 outs. They played the Cowboys. They played the Bills. Who else? They played somebody else. They beat. They played the Chiefs. They beat all 3 teams by one score. And those games could have easily went the other direction, just as easily as they won those games. Like you could go back to the Kansas City games. If their receivers catch the damn ball, Kansas City wins that game. If Josh Allen hits Gabriel Davis, they're on the same page on that touchdown pass. The Bills win that game. If Dak doesn't step out of bounds with 2 point conversion, if Luke Schoonmaker's knee doesn't hit before the goal line on 4th and goal, if the Cowboys can get all the way down to the 6 and then go backwards, the Cowboys win that game. So just as easy as it really won those games, they could have lost those games as well. And I feel like San Francisco, obviously, is the best team in football when healthy. I had that in there, when healthy. And even though they're going on the road this year, they got a chip on their shoulder because Philly beat them in the NFC Championship last game in Philly, and they lost Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's healthy this time. He's back. There's been reports that the Eagles been talking about it, or the 49ers been talking like, hey, we understand what happened last season. We got a chance to go in here and avenge ourselves again and let them know who the real true champions of the NFC should be. So I'm getting behind the 49ers on this one. I think they go in here. It'll be a dog fight. It'll be a good battle. I don't think it'll be high scoring. I think it'll probably be like in the 20s. It'll be like 27-24 San Fran. It'll go down to the wire. I think Jalen Hurts, his clutch gene runs out this week because he's playing against the best team that he's played, all season. Now, he's played some good teams already, but this 49ers team, like I said, when healthy, is something else. And for him to beat this team at home, they're damn near going to have to play a perfect game. Can't turn the ball over. He can't be out there throwing interceptions and they still win. I'm reading down. Jalen, he has 10 interceptions on the season, but yet they're still 10-1. So if he throws picks against this 49ers defense, it's going to hurt him.
Y'all talking
Um,
good. Y'all talking good, but Jalen remind me of 2015 Cam. We won every game close. We won a lot of games close too, except for that Dallas game when we blew them out on Thanksgiving. But a lot of those games was close. Like that's how you win in the
yeah,
NFL against
I
good teams.
mean,
It's close.
if you think about all the ways the Philadelphia Eagles have won this season, like like I said, 10
But
of their wins.
we act like they was moving the
Seven of
ball in
them,
that game before Brock Purdy got hurt.
seven,
It's the
seven of
reason that
those.
they
But
I was gonna say it's a reason that those tackles got to him. So that ain't changed with the 49ers. Joey Bosa ain't playing it, but they got Chase Young and all them though. They got Randall Gregory and Chase Young though too. You right. And Lane Johnson hurt. Ooh.
well, Lane Johnson is supposed to play, but he's not going to be 100%. He's still nursing a groin injury. They said so. But even having him out there, his presence on the field will be enough
Y'all
to
right.
kind of get them going.
I
Um,
will say
how?
though,
But yeah,
I
Y'all
will
right.
say San Fran is going to
Y'all right.
struggle in the secondary. They lost that safety. I can't pronounce his name. Ofunga.
Jimmy Ward.
Who
Oh no, not
Funga's
Jimmy
out.
Ward. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Who
yeah,
Funga's
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Hey, y'all right. I'm gonna stick with Philly. I'm gonna go with Gilly. I'm going with Philly.
no,
Going
but I
with
mean,
Philly,
I
man.
still got San
No,
Fran.
the way Phillies are winning, like they really give me, and I know I've said this before, they really give
Hey,
me
that's how you gotta
20.
win, bro.
They really give me 2022 Minnesota Vikings vibes, man. The Vikings set an
There you
NFL
go.
record. The Vikings set an NFL record last season for winning 11 games, all by one score or less. 11 games, and we saw how they were winning. Pretty
Mm.
similar to how the Eagles have been getting away with it. Now, I still think the Eagles are a better team this year than the Vikings were last year. However, we've seen that winning those games the way that they did was not sustainable. What did they do the very first game of the playoffs at home? They
Hmm.
lost to an underdog Giants team.
Yeah, that Vikings team, that was the weirdest team. How do you win 13 games, but you have a negative score differential?
Yeah, I mean, I
How does
like I
that?
said, Phillies ain't been that bad. Like they've been on the positive side at least, but like the way they've been winning some of these games and how the other teams have been shooting themselves in the foot to
Hmm.
allow them these victories. Like I said, I just don't see them keeping that up. I mean, they have at least they'll drop at least two more games before the regular season ends,
Yeah.
and
All right,
one of
all
them is
right.
going to be this Sunday against the 49ers. That's going to be the first one.
I'm sticking with Philly. I think Philly gonna pull it out. I think Philly gonna knock them in the mouth, especially since it's in Philly, I believe. Yes, it is in Philly.
Yeah, the game is in Philly. It
Um,
is.
so that's gonna have you got the 49ers traveling to the East Coast, so I'm gonna give it to the 49ers.
Yeah,
I
but
mean
it's
the
a it's a
Eagles.
four it's a four
It's a
o'clock
4 o'clock
game.
game,
If it
yeah.
was a 1 o'clock game, I'd give you that, but it's a 4 o'clock game. So
I don't know. I
Anyway, it's
think
gonna be
Philly
game of
still
the
hit them
week.
in the mouth. I think it's gonna be some
Gonna,
nasty winter weather. It ain't gonna be no Cali.
gonna be
I'm gonna give it. It's gonna be a tough, gritty
game
game
of the
like every game's been
season.
in Philly.
all right, then, but San Francisco ain't LA. It gets cold in San Fran.
And Larry, don't give me
Nah,
that.
I mean, not it don't get Philly cold, but it ain't
Cold
it
or
ain't.
not,
Don't give me
cold,
that.
cold or not, that defense gonna travel. Brock Purdy gonna be there. Christian McCaffrey's running the ball. San Fran. Kyle Shanahan gonna be on the
I'm
sideline.
not worried about Chris. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter is gonna shut Christian McCaffrey down up the middle. They got to go to the
Okay,
outsides. Yeah, I ain't
okay. They
worried about
ain't
it.
seen no run game like this already. Now,
They ain't seen a run
I
game
just
like that.
don't.
Well,
Maybe against the Dolphins, they shut them down, but they ain't got no Christian McCaffrey in the backfield.
When did
they
Philly play
have
the Dolphins? They played the Dolphins this year already.
Pacheco. Yeah, they
Yeah, they
beat the
did.
Dolphins. They beat the Dolphins.
Because
Okay, I don't remember
Um,
that game.
I didn't want to do it when the game was on. Cowboys played tonight. You know.
Uh oh. Uh
Yes.
oh.
No, I'm not going. So yeah, but then
Trigger, put your
come on.
thing on mute, brother.
What?
Put your stuff on mute.
yeah, yeah, mute it up,
What?
brother. Mute it up.
You what?
Mute your comment. We don't need to hear your domestic
I
conversations.
got him. Well, I got him all. I got.
All right, come on. I
It's
gotta I
dinner.
gotta hop in the shower. What's the
Hey, he gotta
next
get the
game?
shower. He gotta get the shower.
All
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 right,
I
I'll
said
see
was
you.
dinner was ready.
Oh, okay.
All right,
What you thought I was talking about?
Kansas City versus Green Bay.
Kansas City.
I'm in here cooking, man. I'm talking about dinner. You talking? You
I'm going
nasty.
Kansas City too.
No, we thought she was fussing at you. That's like, go on mute yourself. We don't need to hear your domestic conversations.
No, no, no. I'm gonna open the mic up real wide so y'all can see what I got to deal with. See, I don't be making shit up.
Yeah, yeah. Look how already aggressive with the
No, no,
potatoes.
it won't. It won't. But no, it won't nothing serious. I was just trying to let them know
I
dinner
get
was
it
ready.
now.
All
I
right,
was in
fellas. Look,
there.
I'm gonna have to go. All right, I'll catch y'all
One
on
more.
Monday.
Hold on. When we coming back? When we coming back? When we coming back? Trigger. Are we coming
Oh
back
yeah, we about
before
to close
Monday?
now, ain't it? Because we about at the 2 hour mark now.
Yeah, we
We
coming
about
back
to.
Monday.
Um, no, I gotta work Monday.
When we
I
coming back?
work
Let's.
Friday. Yeah,
We
I
gotta do.
work Monday.
Let's do Monday Night Football
Um,
then. Bengals Jaguars.
he
You know,
just said I gotta work
he
Monday.
got to work Monday.
I said let's do it. I said let's do Bengals Jaguar Monday Night Football, and
But
you got
no,
to
I'm
pick
saying he
between
works
KC and
24
Green.
hours.
I know. That's why I'm saying we're gonna pick the game now, so we don't
Oh,
gotta have it
oh,
till
oh.
Monday. Yeah, yeah,
Give me the
yeah.
Jags.
Trigger, you got
You
to
said
pick who you
who's
want.
playing?
The Jags and Bengals. Who you pick between KC and Green Bay? I'm going with the Jags as
Kansas
well.
City. I'm in
You
Kansas
know
City.
Kansas
what?
City.
Can I change mine? I want to go with Green Bay. I
You
feel
going
upset.
Green Bay?
There you
Yeah.
go. Another upset. Gonna pick the Saints and the Packers. Uh oh.
I ain't gonna give you that 2 for that. I'm gonna give you the 2 point for the 1.
No.
So that's the tiebreaker. All right.
Yeah, I'm picking Kansas City for the Sunday night game,
And
and
you
I'm picking
said,
The Jags on Monday night.
all right, all
Against
right,
the Bengals, no Joe
All
Burrow.
right,
Yeah.
fellas.
all right, brother.
All right.
See you, Larry.
Trigger. Another one in the
Yep,
books.
yep. Yes, sir.
Uh, you go enjoy dinner. I'm about to go make some dinner too. So I holler
Pork
at you. I'll
chops.
be wise. But that's what we have, pork chops. You got pork chops too, or you
No,
no?
no, I ain't got
Oh, yeah, I gotta go
chicken.
season the pork chops. You got chicken. See, I
No,
want
no,
chicken.
baked,
I ain't trying to eat
baked
no
chicken.
pork. I don't want the swine.
Yeah, you come on in here then.
I'll
There's
come
plenty of.
2 hours. Keep it warm.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Pause that.
Yeah,
All right,
please.
brother.
All right, bro. I'll catch you. We'll get together the next episode
Yeah, we
some point,
Tuesday,
I guess.
Wednesday next week. We'll shoot
We'll
for it.
figure it out.
Yep. All right, bro. All
All right,
right,
man.
everybody. T Rant coming soon. Trey Rant. Trey Rant coming soon.
Trey
This
Rant.
segment coming soon. We're gonna do it with the mock draft.
Nah.
All right. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Love.